everybody doing tonight? Yeah, we're gonna get started here. A couple of announcements before we start. Be sure to be joining us on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our homebrew game Amoris, as well as stick around until the break, kids, because yes, no,
I don't know.
no?
Does Equa have that set up? Equa, do you have that set up? I know he's not here, is he?
Yes, I have it set up, Grizz.
Okay, then yes, okay.
Yeah, so stick around till the break. We have a special sneak peek for something that's coming soon. And you heard Equa's here helping us tonight. We had some issues, and he's going to be running the stream for you guys. So thank you to him. But before we get into the recap, let's introduce our players quick. First on the layout is Grizlocke.
Hey, I'm Grizlocke. You can find me at all things Grizlocke and Swindler's Den.
We have Bumbleskum.
Hey, it's your boy Bumbleskum. You can find me at Bumbleskum. I play Heinlein, the frontier man.
We have DytoDnD.
Hello. You can find me here mostly, at least on Wednesdays and Mondays, and on Fridays I'll be playing Cult, which is another horror type game on Weave the Tale.
And you are playing who?
I am playing Mila, the sorcerer.
Ooh. Then we have TommieTaco.
Hey, what's up, everyone? TommieTaco. You can find me on twitch.tv/TommieTaco if you want to just come in and hang out and watch some artwork. But I play Zavros Weinrin, the half-elf ranger here on the Den for Rime and the Frostmaiden.
And back with us tonight for the first time since the first session is Dr. Phage.
Hello! I am making my triumphant return as Axel, the Goliath fighter. That's what I am.
All right, so let's dive into it with a recap from last session in case anybody needs a reminder or you're just skipping everything for some reason, which if you are, go back and watch them, why not? But last session, we woke up with Heinlein in the inn and Orlin taking care of him after the fight that they had gotten into the previous night that had struck down two of our party members. A very serious talk about ethics and the world around them came in until Mila and Zavros joined them in the room and they talked about their next steps. They were trying to decide if they were going to chase after this killer or if they were going to continue north to continue Zavros's hunt for a great white beast that was in Lonelywood. Deciding to head north because they still had some time before the full moon and not entirely sure where the killer was going to be going, they started heading up towards Tourmaline, which is Axel's home. They knew that they were going to meet him there after he had left earlier when they were in Bremen, and they started. They got there and they headed to the Blue Clam, which is where Mila usually meets with Axel. Once there, they found out Axel was not there, but instead, Speaker Matthew was there waiting for them because Axel told them they're on their way. After speaking with Speaker Matthew, they found out the local gem mine had been closed down because some kobolds had invaded and it wasn't safe for the miners anymore. So he asked the group to go in and get rid of them, and that Axel had already went ahead to check it out himself. Our party accepted and headed toward the gem mine, where upon arrival they saw a sign that said kobolds only in very good penmanship for what you would assume a kobold would have. They entered the mine, started looking for their friend and the kobolds. After descending down to the second level using a mining bucket, they came into a room where they found Axel laid out unconscious on the ground. After looking over his wounds, they saw that he had some punctures around his waist area, and a Grell then descended upon Heinlein, thinking it had an opportunity to pick up another meal. Our party fought with the Grell. It decided it wasn't worth the fight and started descending down the central shaft of the mine, with our party not being able to finish it off. They continued looking for the kobolds, leaving Axel there and leaving a letter in his pocket to let them know that they were somewhere else. not being able to move the Goliath away from that spot and get him to safety until they were able to remove all the kobolds. They continued their way down and actually ran into a couple of the kobolds who, after one getting struck down, the other scampered off and they chased after him, coming into an area where they had cornered about 4 kobolds and started talking to the one called Trex, who seemed to be more eloquent speaking than the rest of the kobolds, and said that they wanted to come to Tourmaline to help the town and that they would be useful to them. Heinlein and Mila were able to suss out that he was lying about this, and after a quick little skirmish, they were able to tie up the leader, who then asked to talk with Mila alone. The rest of the party brought the wounded kobolds out into the tunnel, and Mila leaned in to talk with Trex, and that is where we ended the session. But with the start of this session, as with all sessions of Icewind Dale so far, we start with somebody waking up. Axel, you were laying on the ground, and you start to begin see your eyelids slowly lift. Like, you aren't able to move them yourself yet, but the muscles have relaxed enough in your body that they start to open, and you see 4 figures, one of them carrying a torch, walking away from you, but the rest of your body is unable to move at this point. Slowly but surely, your muscles start to regain their movement, and eventually you are able to sit up. Can I get a not concentration, sorry, Constitution saving throw. Yes, sorry, I was changing music and trying to think of the word at the same time.
Gonna go for.
All right,
15. Okay.
Even laying in this cold, you are a Goliath. You've got that resistance to cold as being a Goliath, and you are able to stave off any kind of exhaustion you would have gotten from laying in the cold for that long. But you are awake now, and around you is a cavern. There's a ridge behind you. You know these mines. You work in them, but there's a ridge behind you, and there's some gems along the wall above you. You know that you had come down here to try and find the kobolds. You had followed one that had separated from the rest of the group. And actually, I'll say, at this point, you don't actually see the room around you because you don't have dark vision and there's no light in here. So currently, you can feel your body starting to come back to be able to use, but you can feel your eyes dilating and expanding back and forth, trying to get a focus onto something.
Great. Also, that's horrifying to think of just being like trapped and then watching your friends walk away with the only light source. Terrifying. Axel's just laying there like, okay, we need to wake up soon. Okay, need to move. We'll move 1 toe. Okay, moved 1 toe. Great. Once I have full control of my body, I have a lantern on me. I'll light up so that I can see.
Yeah. So then the room illuminates, and you're able to see this ridge behind you with gems on the wall on the ridge above you. And there is an opening that leads to the central shaft, and then there is another tunnel that you would know leads out to where the lift bucket is, and there's another tunnel going the opposite way, and that's where you saw the rest of the kobold tracks going. You don't see the singular kobold you followed in here. You can assume something happened to it, much like yourself.
Son of a bitch ambushed me. Don't know. Obviously, he fell, and I just like walk over to the edge and like, you deserved it, but kobold. Then I guess I would just start assuming, like, in my paralyzed state, I didn't hear my friends going up the bucket. I'm going to continue down the path because that's the only other way that they could go.
Yeah. You would also know you have a small letter, like, in your jacket pocket, your front jacket pocket.
Wait, what? Oh, this is... Oh, okay. The handwriting, I've seen better. It's okay. Kobolds have better handwriting. It's confusing. Kobold going deeper into mine. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, the letter says, Axel, it's Orlin and group. When to find kobolds.
Yep. So I'll continue along, looking for, keeping an eye out for anything that looks unusual, just because I'm familiar with the mines.
Yeah. You don't see anything. You do start to see the footprints of other humanoids that follow the footprints from before. The kobold footprints, the reptilian ones. You come into this room that opens up. You know this is like one of the break rooms for the miners down here on the second floor. And you see one kobold just slashed open through the middle, laying on a table next to a dead rat.
Well, they have been here. I don't see any other bodies. Good on them. They survived one room. Nice job. Continue on. And then Sharp, real quick, you had mentioned I could roll some hit die when I woke up.
Yes, if you'd like to do that. I didn't know if you did it with your second wind or not. Or if you
I
did
did
second
not.
wind.
No, I was just doing that to see, making sure all my stuff was working. Okay. Cool.
Cool, yeah. Because you woke
That
up,
then.
for the audience, you woke up with 8 HP, so I allowed him to also roll hit dice or second wind if you'd like. So you continue on, and this tunnel, leads down to the 3rd level. As you begin to descend to the 3rd level, we will cut over to the rest of the party. The rest of you are waiting out on this wooden bridge with these 3 kobolds that you brought with you. This is Heinlein, Zavras, and Orlin. There is also the rope that stretches across the central shaft that leads to another wooden walkway on the other side. But you are waiting here to see what Mila comes back with.
What's your name? Speaking to the one that hasn't given us a name yet. So we know Zerk and Grek. But
Okay.
there's the other one who has been defending Trex more vigorously for me.
You talking to Volt?
Your name's Volt?
Volt.
Volt. Alright.
I know you's the error.
Volt. Alright.
Yes.
Okay. Let me mentally erase that from my mind. I'm gonna pull out a hand axe.
Okay.
And I'm going to hand it to him.
Why you give?
Listen. You're gonna need this for when you come back to get your revenge.
I get my revenge now on you?
If that's when you want to try for it, I'd suggest you might want to get stronger first.
Good point. Maybe I find Dragon and we come back.
Perhaps.
Alright, I don't think Volt will think on this. It is at this point, Mila, you will come out of the tunnel by yourself. Everybody will see her approaching.
What happened to the kobold?
He started talking real funny, and he tried to get out of his bonds.
And?
Well, he tried, but he didn't make it very far. I think he just wanted to lure me in there because I looked a little weak, and he was going to try and, I don't know, do something to me.
Well, these lot seem to be stuck in their ways of wanting to kill us, it sounds.
You mean these little ones?
That's right.
You killed Trax?
After he tried to kill me.
Well, now what do we do? You bring us back to town now? You are leaders now?
Well, I don't know if we'll be leaders to you, but maybe we could think of another place for you to live besides this cave.
where you want us live? We live at your house?
Will. And I'm gonna like turn to Orland's like, do you know any place around these parts that they could probably go to? Or is it this pretty much it? I mean, there's the Lonelywood, but
I don't know of anywhere specific. I mean, the best chance is to find another cave, one preferably not being mined in.
There's no miners here.
There will
well,
be.
that's because you came and kicked them out. But they want to come back to their home, so to speak.
Oh,
This is how they make their living, and you've kind of walked in.
what if we help them and live here?
How can we be sure that you'll stick to that?
They look around at each other, 3 horribly wounded kobolds. We can't do much. I have axe, but I'm not strong yet. Big strong one says I'm not strong yet.
Well, then if you want to follow us back to town, make yourself useful. Perhaps we can set you up with something. But
well-
if we find out you've been causing trouble, we will come right back. So,
Please don't hurt us. No, we'll be good.
good.
At this point, actually, you see Heinlein standing in the tunnel in front of you, talking to these kobolds with his. Well, yeah, I don't know that you see the kobolds necessarily, but you see him standing there with the torch.
Hello, friends. Hello?
Axel, you're
Turn
awake.
back. Yeah.
I got your note. Where are the kobolds?
Well, there's one right. Well, there's 3 right here with us. Or is there 2?
There's one, well, 2, 3 us right now. You killed Trex. I don't know where the others are. Oh, they killed Smol too. Oh yeah, you killed 2. We lose 2. We 3.
Well, I guess follow us back to town. We'll figure this situation out back there. Anything else
As long as
Axel.
we got you.
that you know of might need to be dealt with
Wait.
down here?
I have dogs. I apologize. Well, what are we going to be doing with the kobolds? Are they leaving?
They've
What
offered to
what is
work.
happening here? Oh, okay. How
place
good
to
are you
stay.
at digging? I turn to the kobolds. How good are you at digging?
Oh wait, with our hands or with this axe?
Well, axe is generally not the best way to dig. You get a pickaxe, it's like this, and I take my war pick, I'm like, it is like this, but smaller, and you go ting ting on the wall.
Oh, we can ting ting on the wall, yes.
Okay, well, we shall see. And Sharp, just to be sure, they didn't hurt any of the miners. They just kind of moved in, and the miners left just out of
Yep.
caution.
Yep, all the miners left before anybody was
Okay.
injured.
Well, I mean, we can always use more people to get more gems. If you're willing to work.
Yes, we work very hard. Yes, as long as keep safe, we work hard. Yes.
Well, safe is debatable. It is the Dales. You know how it is.
Oh yes, yes. It's scary out there. That's why we come in here.
We shall see. Let us go back. We go talk to the speaker and see where you can hold up. Maybe you stay in one of the break rooms.
Yes, yes. Let's go talk to you speaker. You say is that like Trex us for us?
Who is Trex?
Trex. he's dead now, but he used to talk for us.
Yes, then speaker tracks for mine.
All right, yes. All right. So you guys are bringing the kobolds with you back to Tourmaline, it sounds like.
You know, eventually we will have to deal possibly with that weird brainy thing with that bird beak. By the way, how are you feeling? As I turn to Axel. He probably can't see me. It's like, Axel, how are you feeling, by the way? That it seemed to have bit you. Well, whatever those weird tentacles did. They tried to drag off Highland into a hole, but we were able to stop it.
I feel I have been better, but I have also been worse. Apologies. The most terrifying moment was I woke up and I could see you walking away, but I could not move my body or say anything. And the light went away, and then I was in the dark until I could move the rest of my body. Honestly, terrifying. Worst experience of my life.
Oh, well, kind of wish we knew that you were actually awake and stable before we walked off. But, I guess paralysis has its, it's just a terrible ordeal.
It's okay. Obviously, you could handle yourselves, and everyone seems to be pretty good. They seem to be the worst off. Do any of them really look injured?
I look pretty bloody on the legs.
I got like a slight limp, but I'm pretty good.
Skipping down the mine.
Okay, it seems like overall it was a success. No one died, and kobolds are out of the mine.
Correct. So, up next, we got a big white beast, and then, we should probably fill you in on Axel on, the killer on the loose.
Oh, yes, it's this, very troubling ordeal that Heinlein and our friend Mila had to experience.
But what do you mean, killer on the loose? Is this the thing with the ears? Is this that situation?
No.
Well, I think Heinlein knows more about the person than we all do.
There's a man. He goes by Sephic. He works for Horgs. He's a bodyguard there. I'm actually my job right now that I was hired to do is to kill that man. The reason for it being he works for Ariel, and he's been killing people in each town that has the human sacrifice, trying to make sure that people aren't able to pay their way out of being sacrificed. So he kind of comes in and cleans up. But, well, that's not technically much my business. Still been hired to do it, take him out. And I'm sure next time we meet, it will be quite the situation we're in. First one did not go too pretty. But we figured, I'm still working, following the guides, so we all came up north to meet you here in Tourmaline.
We could use your, assistance on this.
Well, I am happy to help. It is always good to have more people when killing someone. As far as I know, I don't.
It depends.
And Axel's quiet for like 30 seconds, like, I haven't killed anyone. Not a person. Animals, yes, but not a person. That is... Ooh. That will be new.
But don't knock it till you try it.
That seems a bit too blasé.
So I'll say you have been talking, unless you wanted to look further into the mines at all. I'd say you were saying this as you're walking back up. So up to you guys if you want to do anything with the other bucket, but otherwise, you had come to a dead end.
To clarify something real quick, the kobolds that we're with now, are those the kobolds that were like trying to cut the bridge out last
No.
session? Those are two different ones, right? Okay,
Yep.
I'm just making sure I'm remembering that correctly.
Yep, and they had
Okay.
just mentioned 2 died, 2 are not with them, and then there's 3 of them.
Yeah, like I remember you saying that. I needed to clarify that.
Yep, you saw them
Thank you.
climb over the top of that plank bridge and disappear from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna like turn to one of the kobolds that are walking with us. It's like, oh, by the way, your 2 friends that seem to have scampered off. Do you mind calling out their names and telling them it's okay to come out? That they should just come with us?
I try, but I know tracks, so I don't know they listen.
One will cup hands to its muzzle.
Scorp! Thwip! Where you? Come here!
He puts his hand up to his ear hole.
I no hear them. They no answer me.
We're gonna have to deal with that too. Go find them.
They
Goodness.
were cutting
Sorry.
planks so nobody come in, but
Did you have somewhere else that you all gathered?
no, we would gather here. Nothing can come in from behind us. Where you found us.
I'm gonna shout out loud. Scorp, Whip, it's okay to come out. We have your friends here. That they can all shout their names so you know that they're safe. Hopefully you can hear me. I mean you no harm. I just want to make sure that you're okay and that it's safe to come out. You don't have to be afraid of us. And I just want to shout that out. I'm gonna do it in common, so I don't know if they're gonna understand what I'm saying, but
You hear it echoing through the cave. You do know that whenever you're in the central shaft, you can only hear the waterfall.
oh, that's true.
But yeah, through the tunnel, it like echoes through the tunnel, and you don't get a response back at all.
Well, I tried.
Maybe we have to
We
go
are-
look for him.
We're gonna have to find them, otherwise they might start attacking others who come in till they know.
That, or they'll die from that thing that seemed to have taken that one kobold. From what I can
Or
gather,
that.
there was a kobold with you, Axel, and well, let's just say you have your little snacks before you have your big meals, and I think the small one became a snack to the beast.
That is concerning. There was, you said, Sharp, did I get a visual on the thing that attacked me?
No, so what would have happened there is it attacked you from behind and was able to paralyze you before you were able to react at all. And as the toxin seeped in is when you would have passed out. So I don't think you would have felt the piercing pain at first, but after that it just kind of went dark.
So, what was, you said there was a tentacle thing? What did it look like?
Looked like a
No.
brain.
Imagine someone took the beak from a bird and shoved it into a brain and gave it tentacles.
Why would someone do that? That sounds bad. That sounds like a bad thing.
Well, it's a hypothetical thing. I'm sure no one actually shoved a beak into the brain. That's just what it looks like.
That it is still a bad thing. Like, there are
No,
so
it's
many...
terrible. It's hideous.
That is also... So, you were not able to kill it?
No, it seemed to go down into the shaft where your body laid. So you were kind of in there, but I think we might have injured it enough to where it wasn't going to come back for you. But no, we were not able to dispatch or fail the creature.
That is unfortunate. I am pretty sure that has killed one of the miners beforehand, because one of them fell down the central shaft. But if there's a brain creature with a beak and tentacles, that is more likely than someone just falling.
Oh, yes, the way I see it, he was probably in there and probably got stung, was paralyzed, or it was just grabbed and dragged down. But yes, that would explain your miner's accident.
Again, all options terrible. All of those options are bad. None of those are good.
Is there a way down there?
I mean, it is a
Is
large
there?
hole.
So actually,
Think
no, there
so.
wouldn't be. You met them on the 3rd floor. And I had mentioned there's that bucket that is on a rope that goes across. That just leads to 2 more mining areas that don't go anywhere. So you know that you were at the lowest you were. Anything further is just straight down the shaft, down to nothingness.
Technically, yes, there is a way down, but there is not a way up, which is important.
Perhaps
We are on
maybe
the bottom level.
you could all install a wood floor over the hole to stop things from coming up.
We'll say it would have to be a thick wall because it did lift Heinlein over there, and he's pretty heavily armored.
Isn't there like a waterfall going down the central shaft?
Yes. There's a water
Yeah.
fall down going down the central shaft. And you know at some point you'd probably have to make another level to continue mining to get more gems.
You see, then we'd have to divert the water or leave a hole for the water.
Right.
I tell you what, you know, I'm an aspiring monster hunter. We'll be going to the Lonelywood, and hopefully we can help out the loggers there. Maybe we can talk to your boss and maybe set a trap of some sort for it. It would make for a fantastic trophy, and plus I get to study the creature and learn more about it.
What part would you take as a trophy? Just the beak? Everything else would be fleshy and squishy.
Well, I'm sure it has some type of skeleton in some of its parts, but I'm pretty sure Orland could probably use some of the leftovers.
I would like to pick its brain.
That is gross. It is gross on very many levels. Its brain is its body. Does it have a brain inside of the brain?
I would
Well,
love to
we'll
find
find out when we kill it.
Must have a stomach inside of the brain.
If there's no literature on the subject, I'm sure, you know, your name would be put in a footnote if we were to fail the beast and someone were to look at it and inspect it. You would be one of the people who helped kill it.
Does it have a butt? These are all
I
great
actually
questions.
wasn't paying attention to that. You have a very scientific mind, though, and that's, I feel
I
like
have
you
not-
and Orland would get along.
I have not seen a giant brain, and the logistics of how this creature exists is very confusing.
Well, you know, maybe if we took someone out into one of them buckets, maybe it'll come back up.
You want to bait it like we did the plesiosaur.
Similar, kind of. I mean, I could be bait. I don't really care. I'm pretty carefree when it comes to things like that. Kind of let luck dictate where the wind takes me.
I tell you what, let us go back with our new kobold friends. Let us perhaps take a nap, sit around for a little bit, maybe patch up some wounds. Tomorrow we come and maybe try to hunt Brain, or we let everyone know to watch out for Brain, and then we go to Forest to fight your thing and get Brain on the way back.
We are on a time crunch.
Oh, yes, that is right.
My concern
Sorry,
here
Highland.
is that this creature is injured, and it may not come back as soon as you think it might.
Right.
It would be something we would have to put a thumbnail in and come back to. Yes, I forgot about that Heinlein for a second. I apologize. There's a matter to be dealt with that we have to make haste to make sure it comes to fruition.
We can stay here and hunt the brain for you. We wait for it, stab it with our javelin.
Okay, I
I'm
went
gonna
and
tilt down, and I'm gonna like try to rub its head. Kind of, it's like, that's very brave of you, friend. But I feel like there are other options that wouldn't have to put you at risk.
Okay.
I think they might have a good idea, though.
Please don't use them as bait. Just look at Jaime with
I'm
these eyes, like,
saying-
please.
They want to get stronger, don't you?
Yeah, we want to be big, strong like you.
You want to be able to get revenge on me, and I look over to Mila. And Mila here,
And the
your
when
master.
you vote with the axe, it's like putting it back and forth and said,
Yes, we want to get revenge on you, the big ones.
All right. Here's the deal. If you can keep these miners safe from this brain creature, perhaps then maybe you can consider yourself strong enough to come after us.
What you think, brothers? We get strong, kill brain, keep miners safe, then we kill big ones. Yes, let's do this. Before Trex, we get together, we kill big, strong ones, and then we are big, strong ones.
I have this
Well.
look of slight disappointment. Just
Yeah. Sorry, Zavros. They'll never get to that point.
well, it was worth a try.
I'm just saying, they seem like they might be a little bit better off as guardians or such to keep the miners safe than they might be at actual mining.
It is probably true. We shall see. Perhaps they do a little bit of both. They have a little pickaxe, but then they mostly keep an eye out for the brain.
We'll pick the brain. We'll tink on the brain.
Yes, think on the brain. Good job.
Who knows?
You know,
Just,
make
like,
sure there's
We'll
nothing
chat
else
each
that
of them
might
on
come
the
out of
head.
that hole.
was that Mila?
Make sure there might not be anything else that comes out of that hole.
We'll tink anything comes out the hole.
Oh, Mila. You've been awfully quiet lately. You okay?
That's not Mila. Well, I was just attacked by a kobold, and there's that brain thing, so it's just a little daunting, you know? Not usually what I have to deal with when I go into town. It's a lot in a
Yes,
day.
It's been quite stressful. I understand that. Well, maybe working and doing things will take these kobolds will get distracted, and who knows, maybe one day they'll change. One day I think of a world where maybe one day even a goblin can be a friendly creature.
I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah, I don't really see
You never
goblins
know.
being friendly.
All right.
Kinda
So,
still
are you guys?
listen.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Go ahead if you want to. If
I
you
was
have
gonna
more to
say-
say, go.
From what I can tell, the thing that makes most creatures drive in this world is having something bigger and more important for them to strive and thrive for.
Always about survival. Things, even humanoids tend to clinch onto things to believe in.
Yeah.
Maybe, there's farmers and fishers that believe in a higher power, and there's some people that just look for a challenge. But the thing about life is that what I've found is that things change quite drastically without you ever realizing it. So who knows? I'm hopeful.
I don't care what they're striving for as long as they do their job. Let's go.
All right. So you guys start. Do you leave the kobolds here? I assume then, or are you taking them back with you?
Oh, I think we're
No, I
taking
would
them.
bring
right?
I
them
would
back.
assume we're still bringing them
take
back
them
to talk to the
Mhm.
boss.
You bring these three kobolds with you. Start heading up. You can each take one with you, like up the bucket as you crank yourself up and put it back down. Not a huge deal getting out of here. Even that bridge that you guys crossed earlier, they weren't able to cut all the way through it, so it's easy enough to get across. But as you get outside where you left your mounts and things, the area is a mess. You do see your axe beaks are there. There's like feathers out around, but it doesn't seem like they're injured at all. But they seem pretty startled. DOG you can't see currently, and Mila's sled is completely ransacked. Like things have been taken out and thrown all over the place.
I didn't kill a dog in my campaign, so you're gonna do one in yours. I see what's going on.
I'll say you don't see any blood.
Oh, you're right. I'm just like petting Tauntaun's face.
He's excited to see, not excited. He's relieved to see you. He's just squawking back. He's
Atta boy.
What happened out here?
Oh, sorry.
As soon as you ask what happened out here, you do see from underneath the sled comes scrambling a dog. DOG comes running over to you and is barking.
Mila kind of like doesn't necessarily react, but when the dog seems friendly, she'll give it like a pet.
I assume the kobolds got up here before us. Can I look around for some tracks?
Yeah.
Zavros.
At that point, hearing him
Tracks.
say that, I would be looking at the ground, like see if there's any tracks.
I'll help
around
him.
The sled.
All right. Zavros, give me survival with advantage for Erlen helping you.
Sweet. Maybe my rolls will be good. Yeah.
16.
Thanks,
You do-
Orlin.
You do see reptilian tracks. Like you see they start to go towards the axe beaks, but quickly turn and divert towards the sled. And yeah, you can see that they like went through the sled, picked what they wanted, and left off into the forest.
So they headed like into the Lonelywood.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're definitely. Would I know the reptilian tracks as kobold tracks? Because when I did my kobold history roll, like
Yep, they're the same ones that you saw down in the caves.
Okay. It's like, well, it looks like they went to go towards our friendly birds over there, then came back, ransacked the place, and then headed out into the Lonelywood. I don't see anything, and I'm like scanning the Lonelywood. Do I see anything like out there as I'm scanning it?
No, you see the tracks go pretty far off. And
Okay.
the trees are pretty thick and covered in snow and frost, so they kind of block outside. But yeah, you don't see anything. They seem to have run away quite a while ago.
Seems wherever they went, they're long gone from here.
That
Mila,
is.
You want to check your stuff? Make sure nothing's taken? Sorry, Axel.
Yeah, sure. I guess I should do that. She'll walk over to the sled and start looking around and picking some things up.
All right, do an investigation check for me. Actually, hold on. What stat does investigation cover?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. I'll tell you what you got. Yeah, you kind of look over it, and it's not like you don't really know where to start. Yeah, like you just see things have been taken out and thrown all over the place.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Everything is just everywhere. I probably just have to get it on the cart, and when I have more time to really go through it, I'll know if anything was taken. Or I'll know what was taken, anyways.
Oh, it seems they ran in the direction we're heading, correct? Maybe tomorrow or whenever, but The Lonelywood. That's where we're going, right?
Lonelywood is a town within itself.
Is
But
it? I
they
thought it
ran
was
off
just a
into
forest.
the forest. Yeah, so the town itself is called Lonelywood. The
Oh,
forest
okay.
around it. Let me double check that if it has a name. I don't think it does necessarily. No, it's just a bunch of trees. So we can call it the Lonely Wood as the forest.
Okay.
But you're specifically going to the town of Lonelywood.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay. I thought Lonelywood the entire time was just like a prominent location on the map. That's why I didn't view it as a town.
Yeah,
even though I've seen
yes,
the map.
It's weird because they don't have a name for the actual forest. So we'll differentiate it by saying the Lonely Wood Forest and Lonely Wood is an actual town.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Awesome. Perfect. Well, I mean, we have to go back into town and the Tourmaline here and talk to Axel's boss. Let him know about the kobold situation. That's where we would go first, correct? I mean, I know there's kobolds out on the loose, but maybe we'll find them on our way to Lonelywood once we get this settled.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Would I understand what time of day it is at this point? Because since I've been living here for a few years,
Yes. So you
like
would
about how long
know.
we were in the cave.
Yeah, you would know it's a little bit after noon at this point. So it's you were down there for like 2 hours roughly.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Should
you
have
can
time to go talk to him.
you could pick up all of the stuff on Mila's sled, and shove it back into the packs and bags that are on there. You can settle up. Axel does not have a mount though, so you would have to go a little bit slower. It is still only 30 minutes. But you will have to go a little bit slower unless you want to leave him behind again.
Would he be able to fit on my sled?
I don't believe so. I'm trying to remember how much the sled can actually hold, and you already have stuff on it too. And Axel's pretty
Does,
heavy.
I don't have anything on mine. I got an
Axel's a
axe
big
sled.
boy.
does Axel have a? Doesn't he have like a not like a like a sled that he carries things on? with
Yeah, he
him?
has a cart that he carries stuff on, but I assumed he
Mhm.
didn't have it right now because it was like full of gems and stuff to sell.
Okay.
Yeah,
he would've-
I think he uses that most. He wouldn't have brought it down here, just like his standard adventuring stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so at this point, Axel wouldn't be able to ride in Mila's cart because there is a bunch of stuff you're supposed to be selling in there.
So, just a quick question, Sharp.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly how we dealt with this during our session 0, but I know that my Axbeak pulls an Axbeak sled with it, but I know the Axbeak itself can only handle so much weight.
I don't remember. Did you buy a sled? Because you have to buy a special
Yeah,
sled for the Axbeak.
Yeah, we had talked about it, and you gave me a price for it, and that's where most of my money went.
Oh, okay, okay. I had forgotten that. So yeah, you would have space then for Axel on your sled.
Oh, okay. Well, Axel, you can always hop on the sled and let Choco bring us wherever we're going. By the way, do you have a friend in this mining group that likes to carve things and put gems as their eyes? And I pull out like a little dog miniature thing that was carved out with like gems in its eyes.
I mean, I'll take a. Do I recognize who could have done it? Is it distinct enough?
Give me a history check.
Okay, I do have Mason's tools. I'm proficient in that. I'll give you a history though.
It's gonna turn out he's the one who made it.
6.
Yeah, he's the one who made it.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
you aren't sure. You know that like on break, workers will sometimes just make little trinkets and use like leftover pieces of gems that aren't being sold, just to make little toys for some to do.
It could be. I do not know specifically. Probably could be anyone. It is fairly common for them to, while you are waiting, use little gem flecks and then use it to decorate some toys for the children.
Well, if you ever happen to run into any minor colleagues and bring it up, you know, if they were making it for their child, you know, it'd be nice to give it back to them so they can give it to their child. It is a nice little souvenir, but just making sure it gets back to its proper owner.
Also, if it was a miner, assuming it was not the one that got eaten by the brain monster previously. We leave it in the mine, likely find it next time they come to the mine.
Well, now I would have to go back into the mine to bring it back to where I found it.
I just like run inside real quick and put it in like the first room, just like on one of the tables where all the picks are at, and like they will find it. If it is someone's and they care about it, they will see it.
Can I have a look at that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I want to. I don't think I rolled on this before because I don't think I even paid attention. What? Can I see if I know what this thing is? If it resembles any sort of ritual for like cursing or
Yeah. if you
summoning
wanna
or
do
something?
An Arcana check to see if it's something for that.
I just can't remember. 24.
Just seems like some miner carved a
Yeah.
toy.
Never mind. Yep. I'll hand it back to Axel.
I'll just put it in that like starting room with all the storage of stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, and you guys can hop on your respective mounts, and Axel can hop on to Zaphyrus' sled, and you can head off towards Tourmaline. And you got some. Yeah, you'd have to bring the kobolds with you too, so they'd probably be in Mila's sled because their amount of weight would fit. And you come back into town. As you get back into town, people and you start getting off your sleds and carts. People are instantly watching you, and these kobolds are like cowering behind you as you make your way towards the Blue Clam where you left Speaker Matthew at.
So roughly,
I-
we've been gone about 4 hours since we talked to.
About
since we were in the
three.
Blue Clam,
About
or
three at this
Okay.
point. 2.5, I'd say.
As we get closer to the inn, to the Blue Clam, I think I'm like gonna stay outside, but just like peek my head in and say, "Speaker, it'll probably be easier if you come outside. Mine is clear, but we have a proposition."
Trying to think here. How loud do you say it? Because it is a pretty. I think tavern's pretty full right now, because the miners can't go to work, so they're all just kind of hanging out in the tavern, and they just got a shipment of different kinds of meats from Lonelywood, so it's pretty popular in there right now. And the speaker sits further back in the tavern.
I absolutely bellow, and I'm just like, hey, no, just shut up, all of you. Just shush. You go back to work tomorrow. Don't eat too much. You'll be gassy all day tomorrow. Speaker, come. And just like 8 foot tall, just like pointing at him across the room and like, good man, outside, let's go.
Do a persuasion check to see how well you get the other people in the tavern to else. It's with advantage because you told them they'd be going back to work. Yeah. You see they all turn and see you. Oh, it's Axel. Oh, let him talk. And then you'll see the speaker, this half orc, will stand up and walk towards you guys outside. Oh, good to see you, Axel. How'd it go down there?
Well, and like as I'm leading them outside, motion to the 3 kobolds, be like, there are no more kobolds in the mine.
Oh, you
However,
brought them here.
they are willing to watch and make sure that no one else gets too close to the central shaft, and perhaps do some mining on the side.
In exchange for a place to stay.
Yes, they sleep in one of the break rooms.
You know they're not going to hurt anybody. There's only 3 of them down there.
There were 2 casualties. And 2 ran off into the Lonelywood.
One of you two, give me a persuasion check and you can have advantage. So decide between the 2 of you who would like to do it.
Oh shit, we both are bad then.
I'm at -1.
I am as well. So
Okay.
I've been rolling
good,
well.
good.
Damn it.
Oh,
Advantage.
oh.
He
11.
looks real pensively at him, sees how mangled they are. Well, they can't do much with their numbers, I suppose. We'll give them a chance, but... Oh, you go ahead.
No, like, as part of it, looking at the speaker that he's hesitant, I'm gonna, like, kneel down to the kobold's level and just, like, take one of their heads in my hand and be like, if you fuck this up, I will come and I will ting-ting your skulls.
Oh, no, don't
Understood?
tink our skulls. No, don't tink our skulls.
Good. So you're going to listen to speaker. Speaker is now Trex.
Speaker is Trex now, yes. We listen to Trex.
Well, I suppose they can't do much harm down there at this point. I gotta go check the mine myself, make sure it's actually cleared out, so... It'll take a couple hours, so if you have something to do around town or somewhere close by, feel free to do that, and then... When I see it's safe, I'll bring the money for you, so... I'll take these 3 with me, see if we can find their friends and get them to come along too.
If
Well,
they
their friends did go into the forest.
and they did steal some of my stuff.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for them for you then. No promises, obviously, if they ran off in the forest.
I do
Depends
wanna
on how
whisper to
smart they
Orlin.
are and if they think
Sorry.
people are still alive in there.
I whisper to Orlin when I hear him, he's like, I'm gonna go check it out, make sure it's clear. It's like, are we going to tell him about the other thing? Or, I mean, I feel like we should.
Oh, did they not know about that? Axel seemed to... Oh, that's right, he didn't, Yeah, perhaps we should.
Speaking good, sir, so I know that you hired us to go in there and clear out the kobolds, but I think we may have found out what happened to your minor incident that went down the central shaft.
Yeah, this clumsy miner fell down the shaft, what of it?
There's actually a creature in there that looks like a large brain with a beak and tentacles that lives in that main shaft. That actually paralyzed Axel here and left him on the ground. We were able to injure it and it retreated, but it is still in that mine.
Oh, you just left that thing in there.
Well, we couldn't really reach it, so we figured we could come talk to you, maybe set up a trap for it and get rid of it.
Where the hell did it come from down there?
I don't know. I don't know much about the subterranean parts of this land. Honestly, I don't even know where that shaft comes from. I assume that the water running through it eventually made that hole, but it's definitely down there.
Can I do a history check to see if I know anything about like the Underdark or anything like that?
Yeah.
I forget the Underdark even exists.
Oh, well, my basis was like, that sucks. Oh well, I was gonna say my basis is I've known a lot of orcs and dwarves, so I assumed I'm
Yeah.
pray tell of
Fair.
the orcs of the deep.
Yeah, you don't really know where...
Pay attention to that.
Yeah. Well, if I got these 3 with me, they'll have to keep an eye out then, I suppose, and we'll figure it out from there. Yeah, if they could... I guess they could be down there to... You said they were going to be down there to protect, or am I making that up?
Yes, I said that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, when we get rid of that problem, it shouldn't be a big deal, but we won't be able to open up till we're sure that thing's not coming back, so I'll go check her out.
About that, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
My name is Zavros Weinrin. I'm actually heading up to Lonelywood soon to learn more about this white beast that's been killing some of the woodland, what are they called? The people who cut down wood, the lumber workers.
Lumber workers.
The lumberjacks. Well, I had a proposition for you. I'm an aspiring monster hunter. I don't know if you've heard of me. Apparently the people in Lonelywood have, but I would more than happily try to dispatch this creature for you. I would need some time, though. We are kind of on a time crunch. I know your mind has been shut down for a while, but, you know, would you rather someone who knows something about creatures get rid of it? Or would you rather, you know, throw your lot in with 3 kobolds who, let's be honest, they're kobolds.
Well, you bring up good points, and if Speaker Huddle's calling for you. Yeah, how long do you think you need on this thing?
One moment, and I'm gonna turn to both Orlin and Heinlein and get like their opinions on everything that's going on right now. Like, I know you brought up a good point, Heinlein. This thing could take a while to heal before it wants to hunt again. We have 5 days?
We have about 4 days left.
4 days.
To fair, you know, asking y'all about the distance and time. Depending on how long your hunt goes, this could be, you know, if it's take tonight to take out, then we have several days to spare still. For me personally, I was trying to get it done, you know, beforehand, because I knew, you know, an area that I could find them in. But, you know, I mean, theoretically, we have until they're dead. So, I'm no longer on a time crunch, now that I kind of know a little bit more of the area and can find them.
It would help, however, though. I do want to stop this man before he starts murdering again.
I think
But,
that
good point.
the man should be a priority over this beast. As you said, this beast is going to need time to recover. So, perhaps we deal with the murder and then we come back once the beast has decided to rear its head again.
I'm gonna sit there and think for a second. I'm gonna turn back to the speaker. It's like, speaker, I'm sorry. Obviously I'm a foreigner to this land. What was your name again? It's really hard to remember everything. Mashed I know you've had the mine shut down, but how would you feel about shutting it down for an additional 6 to 7 days? I know it's not a good idea, but I mean, you all left because of kobolds and shut down the mines, and if you reopen the mine too soon, you could lose labor, then it's a bad reputation on the business itself because, you know, obviously there's a creature in there and no one would want to work there, obviously. Just to try and find a good thing that benefits everyone. I get to learn about a creature and take on a new hunt, and you no longer have to worry about any foul beast rearing its ugly beak, I guess? Brain? Through the central shaft to take out any more of your workers. Plus, you get to enjoy all this fantastical meat that you got in from Lonelywood, apparently.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right. Persuasion. Where is persuasion? There it is. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Oh, I got 20!
Ooh. Well, I'd rather not have to shut down the mine if I don't have to. I already have the militia breathing down my back here. I'll give you the week, and tell you what, if you're able to do it, another 50 gold on top of the 50 I already promised you. And if you can deal with that problem in Lonelywood, that'd be appreciated, because if that thing continues to live up there, soon we won't have meats coming down here.
It is
Wait,
next
have
on
you
our
heard
list.
any word about how this creature is described, by the way? I only know it's a white beast.
Oh, that's all I've heard myself. It appears for only a moment, white stained with blood before it goes off into the forest or kills whoever it's encountering.
All right, just thought I'd ask.
Sorry, I
That's
don't
a
have
deal.
more. All
And I
right,
like
well,
hold my hand out to shake his hand.
yeah, he'll take it in his big half-orc hand and shake it. Well, if you don't expect that thing to come back for a little bit, I'll check to make sure there's no kobolds over there with these three, and then we'll come back and wait for your word on the death of whatever the speed horror is in there.
Thank you for your patience, sir. And I just bow, like this big extravagant bow that's like just absurd for the situation.
No need to be doing that, son. We just shake hands and part ways here. No need for all the pomp and circumstance.
Oh, sorry, it's a force of habit. I just kind of nod to him.
You will nod and head back towards his table in the back of the tavern. What's everybody else's plan now? You got an extension on this task, and you have one further north as well as a missing murderer. I'll say it's a little after midday, probably about 2 p.m. at the latest.
Would we be able to get to Lonelywood before nightfall or around nightfall?
It's nightfall currently.
Well,
It's always
you know
nightfall.
what I mean, like,
Yeah, before evening, yeah. Yeah, Lonelywood is only 2 hours by foot, so it'd be about an hour to get there. And it's through forest, so those efforts isn't as skilled with forest travel. It shouldn't be too difficult. There is a pretty prominent road going up there.
I say we head to Lonelywood. If we have to rest, we can rest there.
You know,
Keep an
they
eye
got
out
this
for
meat
this-
from Lonelywoods. Sorry.
can keep an eye out for this what beast you're looking for.
Oh yes, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. See if I see any suspicious tracks along either the road or just outside of it.
And our kobold friends.
Yes, we definitely need to keep an eye out for them as well.
All right. So you guys just packing up and heading out right away? I will say, most of the time your mounts have been in stables, so you haven't had to worry about it. But your mounts need rations, especially with how much they've
Yes.
been moving today. So anybody that has an axe beak, it's 2 rations, and anybody that has a dog, i.e. Mila, it's 1 ration. And you guys ate a little while ago, so you don't need to eat right away. If you want to use your own ration, you can. Otherwise, you can try and get something when you get to Lonelywood.
So I have a question about that with the
Yeah.
the rations. You said it's 2 rations.
Yep.
So I've actually segregated my rations, which I was confused about in session 0. I thought we talked about something because I bought like 20 axe beak rations.
Yeah, technically they're separate rations. If you want to put them all as one, that's fine. But if you separated them, you can put 2 axe beef
Okay,
rations
so my
out.
question is like I have. Oh, so they take 2
Yep, they
of
take
those
2.
rations, is what you're saying? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That was my question. Sweet. Perfect. So I'll have 18 now. Correct.
I'm gonna
If I had 20.
like try to clean up just a bit while we're at the while we're at the Blue Clam. I'm gonna just wash up my leg a little bit and then like re-tighten up some of the stuff I have on it to like compress the wounds, and that'll be my lay on hands for the rest of my lay on hands healing me for
All right.
just in case.
So we move you over to this map here. I don't know how to look
Ooh.
on the layout. And we are doing some travel here. So you guys start heading out into the forest. So, like I said, the forest covers the north and western sides of Tourmaline, and you have to follow the forest all the way out to Lonelywood, which is kind of to the northeast of where you are currently. Not too far of travel, with heavy heavy tree cover all around you at this point. Are you guys doing anything while traveling? It's kind of hard to talk while you travel because you're all on different mounts, and those kind of things. But is there anything specific you'd want to do while you're traveling, or look out for, or anything like that?
I'd like to keep a lookout for I guess plant life.
Okay. Nature is intelligence, correct?
It is.
That's what I thought. You don't see anything that catches your eye as you are riding along with the OG pulling you. Anybody else?
My time is mostly spent just kind of going down the road, looking out in the snow, like along the tree line, see if I see anything like moving around or any tracks.
Okay, do a survival check for me.
22.
A 22. So there is actually a lot more wildlife up here than some of the other spots, especially because it is forest, so they have actually somewhere to hide from the wind and things like that.
Makes sense because the venison that they send down south.
Yeah. You do see some like off in the trees a little bit. It's not directly next to the road, but you do see these large, separated hoof prints. So they're like separated right down the middle. But you see some of those off in the tree line.
Want to know what that is?
Some member of the deer family is incredibly large. I don't think you would know specifically what this kind of... Well, roll me a nature check. We'll find out. Maybe you have heard of them. Maybe you've read about them in one of Borland's books or something.
No,
you just know some member of the deer family. You know they've been getting venison. You know reindeer are very prominent, but they're more in the tundra rather than in the forests because their antlers don't really allow for them to, and their large groups don't allow for them to move through forests. But you're entirely sure of what this is specifically.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally thought I chose nature as one of my proficient skills. It turns out it is not.
Apparently not. So yeah, you continue on, and you start to approach the town of Lonelywood.
I have one thing while we're still traveling.
Yes, go ahead.
While I'm just like, I imagine I'm like sitting backwards in this sleigh. So I'm gonna like try to make eye contact with Mila as we're traveling and just be like,
I look at him really hard and just like, my internet died.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yes, Mila.
So apparently Mila's internet died.
I'm back.
But-
I'm back.
Okay, she's back. Okay. He's still pointing at you and his own head.
She just kind of yells out, what kind of charades are you trying to play? The wind is howling.
This entire time, I know because it's really dark, so I'm not like able to do much with it. But you know, as we're following through, I do want to say that I'm as much as I can. I'm like, I do have like a stern glare towards Mila the entire time as well. But I don't like do anything at this point.
All right. Yeah, there's some kind of starlight that kind of peeks through the trees in the moonlight. So every once in a while, Mila, if you look at Heinlein, you will see just a stern glare at you. You can see it easily enough, but Heinlein like catches you within the moonbeams and starlight.
I would probably
Yeah, to
have.
help me paint a. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I would probably at least have the lantern because I can't see either. At least lit, so I can see like lit, and then the hood down though, so it's just you can see Axel. He has a little nimbus. What's the word? Glow around him of like 5 feet. So there's at least faint light.
That's true. And then does Everest have something to say as well?
Yeah, my question is like, I know that it's dark and this is just for more of an RP aspect for like certain situations.
Yeah.
I know it's dark, but it's currently midday. So is the moon like always out too for up here, or is that a part of that magical effect, or is it just dark and then the moon would come out as it would be normally night?
So it's not all out all the time, but as people who've lived in the north can tell you, the moon does come out during the day.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
that is true.
Because of
that makes
how.
sense. That
But
is
yeah,
a
so
stupid question.
currently the moon is out. Yes. It's not.
I've seen the moon at 10 o'clock in the morning before.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
It's not,
I'm so sorry.
no, no worries. It's a good question because when you brought it up, I'm like, wait, is it out? But yeah, it would be out.
It's because we're about to be at the new moon in 5 days, so it's probably almost just a sliver at this point, right? Because the new moon is when there's no moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you start making your way. Unless anybody else has any other things they want to throw at each other or at the forest itself.
I'll throw a snowball at Orlin. I'm kidding.
Yeah, Mila's kind of looking giving a confused look in Highland's general direction.
Everybody looking confused at each other.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Axel is very confused why Mila isn't telepathically talking to him, which he knows that she can do and has done in the past. Is like, okay, we'll deal with this when we're not traveling.
You start to approach the town of Lonelywood. You can see a lot of like piled up logs are surrounding the buildings around there, and they're all older wooden buildings. They're more wooden based than some of the other ones. All the buildings are wood, but these are like these old rustic looking buildings, I should say. And instead of the carving, like the very intricate carvings that you saw in Tourmaline, these ones have some more crude carvings that depict dragons, lions, and goats. And we will bring you over to the Lonelywood map. One second. There we go. That will bring you over there. I believe I got the map set up and ready for everybody. So, you are here in Lonelywood. Is there anywhere you would like to try and go first?
Who put you on this task, Zavros?
Who did put me on this task?
You know the person that put you on the task. So a messenger came from Lonelywood who was sent by speaker Nimsy Huddle.
Well, I had actually had a courier bring me a letter from the speaker here. And you said Nimsy or Nimsy?
Nimsy. Nimsy.
Nimsy Huddle, the town speaker here.
Perhaps we should go there first, then.
All right. I was actually quite shocked that this speaker even knew who I was, being from East Haven. All right. So as we're coming into town, is there anyone walking about?
You do not see anybody on the streets. No, this seems to be another town where people tend to keep to themselves for the most part. At least from what you can tell with the street goers. Either that, or you would know that because it is a logging town, there's probably a lot of people out working right now. Sloggers out working and people fishing out on the lake as well.
As we enter town, do I see like any signs that would indicate it's like a shop of some kind?
Yeah, so there's a sign, a wooden sign, one, or both of them kind of point to the northeast, it looks like. There's three arrows. Two of them point to the northeast. One says the Happy Scrimshander. One says, I want to make sure I get these right. Yes, Happy Scrimshander and Lucky Lair are to the northeast, and there's one that points to the southwest that seems a little more worn and not upkept, that says Ramshackle. And there's actually a big like cross, like somebody etched out the word ramshackle with like a knife or something.
I'm gonna turn and be like, "Do any of you know where the speaker would be in this town?" I thought about just going into one of the shops and asking.
I was just going to ask that. I don't know how often I've been to Lonelywood, but am I familiar with the town at all?
Give me a history. Double net 20s.
Oh, damn.
So yes, you've been to Lonelywood. It's close by, easy to sell things to, and obviously there's a trade going on between the two with the meats that come from Lonelywood, and those kind of things. So you would know that the ramshackle, which is the thing that was crossed off on the sign, is the inn in the town, but it's been closed down for a long time. I would say a couple months, as far as a long time ago. You know the Happy Scrimshander. Actually, I can reveal these things to you as well. When I tell you about them. So, oh shoot, that's my bad. I put something on the wrong layer. I moved the map to the token layer by accident. Ramshackle is down here. You would know the Happy Scrimshander is a shop that sells things. Sorry, just doing everything at once here. It's a shop that sells tools and Scrimshander's trades, things like needles and knives, and things to etch into like horns and tusks, and like those intricate carvings that you guys saw in the Blue Clam down at Tourmaline. The Lucky Lair is the local tavern that people would gather at, and it isn't hard to tell because, especially when you're on this main street coming from Tourmaline, this house right here seems to be bigger and better well kept than the rest of the houses in the town, and you can assume that would be where the speaker would live.
Okay. I'll turn to Zavrosan and said, well, the ramshackle was the inn, but it is closed now, so that is a problem. But that's fine. We have the Happy Scrimshander, which sells all the fancy thingamajiggies you saw in Tourmaline at the Blue Clam, all the wall decorations. They sell those here.
Ooh.
And then the Lucky Lair is the inn in town where everyone goes because there's only one thing to do when you're not working, and that is to drink. And I'll probably, if it's visible, even through the trees of where we are, be like, and then the fancy house there, that is the speaker's house. You could either go there or see if they're at the tavern.
Well, I mean, if it's on the way to the tavern, we could always just stop and knock and see if anyone answers.
Yes, you would have to
Sound
pass
like
by
a
it.
plan,
So.
everyone?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Zavros, as we walk, has this white beast struck in town, or has it just been the lumberjacks in the woods?
It seems like it's just been attacking the loggers, from what I know. Is that correct, DM?
Yes.
From the
Yep.
note,
So
it's just
it hasn't been
attacking
attacking anybody
loggers.
in town, just people in the forest.
It seems
Just-
to be sticking to the forest.
Just wondering whether we should be on guard or not. So,
All right.
Alright,
So you guys
I guess we're
head
gonna
up to... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, as we're walking, I'm gonna walk up next to Mila and be like, "Why did you? I thought you would do the mind talky thing when we are driving. That is what I was trying to."
You mean you couldn't hear me?
No.
I think there's something wrong. I think something got you more than what was in that hole.
What? So then, is it working with others?
Well, let's try. I'm gonna try. Zavros, did you hear anything?
I heard a bunch of birds just now.
Well, maybe it's a me thing.
what happened in the mine? That was like your thing. You're so
Well-
proud of it.
I mean, Trex was talking real funny before he attacked me and I killed him. Maybe he did something to me.
I mean, it's an insight check I'd like to make just in the sense of like, does anything seem off about Mila? Like in the sense of like looking at her, not that I would think she is possessed, like that wouldn't be my first assumption, but just like, is a curse on her? Has she been like hit on the head real hard? Something like that.
So are you trying to do like a medicine check then, or an insight check?
I think it would be insight because I wouldn't be like, actually like touching her or looking for like curses or anything like that, but just trying to think of like, she's been acting the last little bit, and if it's unusual, if it doesn't seem to fit any patterns.
All right. If you want to roll that for me, please. Yeah, she seems a little weird. Like, obviously, she's not talking to your mind, but maybe she just like is scared from the Grell being attacked, or the Grell attacking, and some of these other things. Yeah.
Well, what I wanted to ask you, Mila, was what happened with the murderer man? Heinlein said that, or Zavros said that you and Heinlein had a bit of an encounter with him. What was that situation?
Not great. It was cold. And then it was black.
That was it. What happened?
That's all I
Before?
can remember.
When did you lose your memory? How long are you missing?
I mean, I'm not really missing much, but, you know, if what happened, what I think happened when you know, get stabbed, you don't really remember much until you wake up again.
Were you ambushed then?
I don't think so.
I mean, okay, so it is. Did you? Were you walking along and then suddenly you were stabbed and then everything went cold? Did that happen?
Sure, let's go with that.
No, because if you only don't remember the exact moment, you should know what is happening beforehand.
Well, it kind of
Mila.
sounds like maybe that one over there, and she points to Heinlein without actually saying his name because I don't think. I assume that he attacked him first.
So, and I like at this point I've probably stopped walking and have like grabbed Mila's or like hand on Mila's shoulder, be like, Mila, I am concerned for you, my friend, that you do not remember this encounter and you have issues now with your mind talking. Has this been happening for a while?
You know, I didn't want to tell anybody, but it has come up a few times. It just kind of comes in and out.
When did you start having troubles with memories?
A couple of weeks ago.
I mean, I'm insight checking that because I feel like Mila would have told me that on our travels. Like, we're close enough friends that if she's like, I suddenly can't remember things.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, something's up with Mila. She's not. Yeah, you would know this doesn't line up. That you haven't seen her have any problems.
Okay, I will. Let me know if it gets better or worse. I'm worried about you, my friend.
You will definitely be the first to know.
Okay. And then I'll keep walking.
All right. So we approach the door of the speaker then. Who's knocking?
I'll knock.
All right, Zavros knocks. It doesn't take very long, and the door slowly opens, and you can feel the warmth coming from inside of the room, and the light from the fire is filling this room as it ekes out. And in front of you stands a older halfling woman. She's got like short, curly brown hair, and is a very plump but wrinkly face, and wears these like the what are those called? The round glasses. Hello. Are you're new to town? I assume.
I'm gonna bow. It's like, oh yes, I'm Zavros Weinrin. I was sent a courier from the speaker about a white beast in the Lonelywood.
Oh, you're
where
that.
I might be able to find her.
You're that talented young hunter I've heard about over in East Haven. Oh, and you've brought friends with you. Come in. You can tie your axe beaks out here.
Oh, thank you. It does feel quite warm in there, and it's quite cold out here. And I'm gonna tie Choco up. It's like, well, it seems we've been invited inside.
Yeah. Dismount, tie him up.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing with the dog.
All right, you guys all enter. And the first thing you notice in this house, it was clearly built for humans, not for halflings. All of the furniture is sized for halflings though. So like the doors and the like any kind of counters or anything are built for human size. Then all the furniture is halfling size. And yeah, Axel is just dwarfing all of his furniture as he walks in. There are a few bigger chairs for visitors that are taller. And you also see 4 halfling children scampering around from room to room. They're climbing up the ladders into this loft and chasing one another with wooden swords as a fire crackles within the hearth. And you can see that the kitchen is very cluttered, as if it's used quite often. I was just making some cookies. If you guys would like some, take a seat, and I'll bring them over, and I'll tell you what we called you here for.
Well, we'd love some cookies. I'm gonna sit down just happily.
Yes, you go over and bring over a large plate of cookies. I'm gonna start handing them out to you. You can tell these cookies are halfling-shaped cookies. They aren't like full gingerbread. They're just smaller person cookies.
Or ginger snaps.
Ginger snaps.
Yeah.
Boys, calm down. We've got visitors here. So you came to deal with our little beast problem, huh?
Oh, certainly. I was just wondering, couple quick questions about where the last time was supposedly seen, heard about attacking a lumber worker, and I must say, this is fantastic hospitality, as I bite into one of the cookies.
Oh, well, thank you. You came all the way here to help us. It's the least I can do. Yeah, the attacks seem to be happening the northern part of the forest here. The loggers out there will end up being rammed into trees or trampled over. And we sent other hunters from town out there, but they can't seem to ever get a good glimpse at it before it runs away or kills them. It's taken about 15 people by this point. It's only been happening for a couple weeks, so as you can imagine, that's quite a bit.
In Zavros' head, he's like, oh, now I understand why. They've heard of me. I'm at the bottom of the barrel here. It's like, oh, well, it's an aspiring hunter and one who wants to try and help people.
Oh, why is the window open?
Oh, sorry, it's just got so hot in here at the fire. Close the window.
It's
You
probably
were saying?
it was probably the boys trying to act a little rambunctious.
Oh, of course.
like-
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
You were saying.
definitely willing to scope it out and try and get rid of this problem for you. I'm an aspiring hunter after all, and if I can help, I would like to be of some kind of help in these trying times for the people of this land.
Oh, I appreciate it. Of course, we pay you. I could give you 100 gold pieces, but you'd have to bring back the head of this beast so we know it's dead. You can do whatever you want with the rest of it. I just need the head. Gotta
Well,
prove to
then
the
I
town
think-
that it's gone.
That definitely helps out my friend here. He's a let's just say he likes the extra pieces for his own little experimental work. But
Oh, yeah,
yes, I
that-
could definitely bring the head back.
As long
I'm
as
an
you-
alchemist.
Oh, that's very nice, sweetie. I'm sure you're very good at it. As long as that damn thing is dead and the head is here on my counter, that's all that I need.
Very well.
Well,
Would you mind if I ask some questions regarding the attacks?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go right ahead.
Would you or someone you know be able to point the locations at which these people were attacked? Maybe we could find some sort of pattern, hunting ground.
It just seems to be where there are people are, from what I can tell. It just attacks loggers that go out there in hunting parties. It doesn't seem to be a specific spot within the woods, just generally in the northern area. But I could show you the general location, I suppose.
If you could just point it on a map, no need to bring us there.
Yeah, let me just grab this one. And she'll bring over a map of Lonelywood, and she will point to up in this area here.
Okay. And the majority of the attacks have been up there.
Yes, that's where we do a lot of our logging and things. So
Has your town recently, or members of the logging community, done anything to anger any rival towns, or perhaps anger any forced spirits?
not that I am aware. I mean, Lonelywood isn't the. Let's say it's not on the up and up of towns. It's residents. A lot of people come here to get away from things in their past, but not that I've heard of. At least, if you hear anything, let me know. I guess the darkest thing that's happened here recently, the owner of the ramshackle, bless his soul, he died, but so we had to close it down. So if you guys need a place to stay, my attic is open for you.
No, this owner of this ramshackle, was this a victim of the beast?
No, unless the beast can go into an inn and hang a man by a noose in his own common area, I don't think so, no.
Did the attack start before or after?
They were after, because that was quite a few months ago, so, and these attacks are more recent. They've been within the last couple of weeks.
well, we're just gonna graze over the whole suicide incident, are we?
I mean, there's not much we can do about it at this point. Yeah, we found him there and closed it down soon after, because nobody was able to run it, so...
Was he showing any strange signs? Is acting differently than before?
Not that I was aware. Very nice man. Kind of kept to himself though. Yeah, he didn't really give anything away that would have been happening.
No recent divorce?
No.
Can I do an insight on her to see if she is letting on less than there is?
Sure.
All right, she is not.
The rolls are not with you today, Bumble.
Actually, surprisingly,
Oh, okay.
she. It's not that she's not letting on. That she's not letting on everything that she knows. It seems like there's almost like a. What's the word I'm looking for? An air of there might be something going on here, but I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
As far as I know, it was of his own accord. But again, she did say this is a shadier town, so you never know.
Yeah.
Anyone looking to buy the ramshackle? Any investors shown interest or?
No, nobody's really seemed to take any interest in it. I don't know if they think it's haunted now, or if they just don't want to take up the labor of it. So it's just been sitting closed for all these months.
All right, that's all I had.
All right. Well, if you need anything else, any other asking of anything, you can always check out the Lucky Lair, see if any of the hunters there or loggers there have said anything that they haven't told me yet. Otherwise, happy hunting, and just bring me the head of that damn beast, and we'll be good to go.
Will do, madam. Let her smile. Real
Oh,
big.
You're
Really
such a
excited.
polite lad. Take all these cookies for the. I'll get these in. I'll get these wrapped up for you. You can take all these cookies with you.
Ooh. And I'm like, kind of clap my hands a little bit.
And she will wrap them up and send you on your way. I think that point I think is a good break. We went a little bit longer because we started a little bit later, until we cut to the break, and I wanted to get you at a good spot to do so. I believe we have to text our person running the tag to make
Yes.
sure. But I think we have a special thing for you guys before you go and do your break things. So we will wait for that. I'm excited for it because I haven't seen it personally. I hope you all are excited as well. I don't know
Yeah.
when to stop talking.
I think Equa just unmuted his mic potentially, so he
I'm
might be
Are we
here.
ready?
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
ready.
Do you know of the weave? The threads of magic that bind our universe together. When one casts a spell, they are tugging at the very fabric of reality. Those strings can be plucked and played, just as a harp. I've heard its song, and its end. We now are in the crescendo, and if we wish for all to continue, we must find the voices in its chorus. It may be too late, but we must try.
Welcome back, everybody, from the break. I hope you enjoyed our little sneak peek that we gave you. Yeah, so come back on Sunday, and we will be starting a new campaign. But we're not in that new campaign yet. We're here in Icewind Dale, which is a fairly new campaign within itself. So within the first half, we were reunited with Axel, and the party brought the kobolds back to Tourmaline to give them a job and a place to live. They then headed up to Lonelywood and started investigating this white beast and found a few more strange things going on in the town. So you guys just left Nimsy Huddle's house, the town speaker. She offered you a place to stay if you needed to stay overnight or something there at her house because the inn is closed down. And what do you want to do from here?
So as we walk out, it's like, well, then, she showed us here on the map. Is that where we want to go right off the bat? We are on a time crunch.
I just totally blanked out.
So, on the map that she showed us, is that where we want to go, or does anyone have anything that they need to do in the town first, or what?
perhaps we should rest in case this beast is a threat.
All right, so we want to spend the night or come back and... How are we feeling?
Probably just need a short rest after that traveling before we get on out.
I have probably one more use of a spell left in me, but yes, a short rest could suffice.
All right. So you gonna turn around, and knock on the door again to go back inside, or are you gonna short rest somewhere else?
How about we try out that Lucky Lair Tavern? Get some grub.
Yes, we see what they serve here. Maybe it's not just fish. I mean, the Tourmaline seems to be getting their meat from this location.
So yes, you head up to the Lucky Lair.
I
Oh, yeah, go
I
ahead.
want to talk to Heinlein as we're walking to the Lucky Lair.
All right, go for it.
So as Zavros and Orlin are discussing up ahead, I'm gonna kind of tap Heinlein on the shoulder and like motion back a little bit, just as we're starting walking, just so we're a couple steps away. And then just turn to him and say, "So what? You had mentioned that there was some trouble in I forgot the name of the town. The
Targos.
Targos. What was the trouble there?"
Like, there wasn't much trouble. It was, went to confront, now, why can't I normally have Sephic, late at night, and he struck me down. Next thing I know, I woke up and it was, a new day.
Well, first, I'm sorry that happened, and I was not there to assist. So were the others with you? Were you all together? What happened to Mila? Do you know?
They were at the tavern when I was talking to Sephic, and I didn't really pay much attention to him after that. I was not really involving people in my fight.
What
Last
do
thing
you
I
know?
know is that like I said, I got struck down, woke up, and unfortunately, Orlin had stepped in and made sure I got back to the tavern.
See, now that we shall circle back to that. I do not like that kind of talk. But was Mila able to? Was she doing her the talk in the head thing when you were in the mines before?
Unfortunately,
This
and
is-
as she knows, at some point here, I will be taking payment.
Okay. Again, we'll circle back to that one as well. There's going to be a lot of circling back with us. It is okay. We have lots of time. Do you know? Did anything happen to her in the mine?
No, she said she was digging into Trex's mind. Said that he wasn't doing things of his own will, and then he surrendered, and we all stepped out while they could talk.
Interesting. Mila has not, since then, been able to do the mind talkie thing, which is unusual.
Well, I hope that's because she's learned a thing or two since our interaction.
I mean, for me personally, I was inviting it so that we could speak to each other while we were traveling when it was hard to hear. I understand you don't like it, but it's your right as a person not to like it. I was using it as a convenience, but it's just unusual that all of a sudden she is not able to do that. Like at all. Like just cannot do it at all. Not that she is choosing not to do it. It also didn't seem to understand. So, okay, if you saw me, and I went like this, and I pointed from my head to you, and then did this, and if you had brain talkie powers, you would figure out that I wanted to talk in your brain, right?
Maybe.
I felt it was obvious. There was a lot of this. A lot of like point to my brain, point to
I
them.
mean, I suppose if that's something you guys have done in the past, then. But.
I don't know if we've done it in the past.
No, the only thing I've noticed that's kind of weird about. I was thinking about it. Was as you could, I don't have like a lantern or a torch out or anything like that. I don't know if you have one out or not.
I would probably still have at least the hooded version of my lantern, so I have I can see where I'm walking.
I was thinking about it. It was a little bit harder to see than usual in town, and it didn't hit me until after we left that as we were heading out here. And I point down to your lantern. How many of those do we usually have out in town?
Like just in. Oh. Why is she not looking for the little friend? She's always looking for the little friend. Loving. She also did not seem too enthusiastic about seeing DOG again, when DOG could have been dead. She loves that dog. It is very cute. I understand why. I am concerned. I think something happened to her, and she is not herself.
Well, I think when the time comes and I try to take what she owes, I think maybe that's when you'll find out.
Yes, I have potentially another plan before we get to that. But it is good to know that you have a contingent plan. Good to know.
All right. So at this, unless somebody else has something they want to talk about before we get to the tavern, I believe that period of time would take us up to getting to the Lucky Lair. So as you approach this building, instead of the dragons and the goats and the other things, there's one other kind of animal that had been
Lions.
That were carved into the buildings. This one has a large chimera carved into the top of it that represents the dragon, the lion, and the goat. And there's also a sign outside of it that says, "Welcome to the Lucky Lair. Tall tales and rumors welcome." And you head inside, and as most of the town has been, it's fairly empty. There's like a few day drinkers here. You assume they are just always here, but otherwise you can assume the majority of people are out working right now that would be spending their time in here. And you do see working behind the bar, there's a woman, human woman, who has this long, curly, raven-colored hair that's tied back. So, welcome to the Lucky Lair. You're a strange lot. What brings you here?
Question: is it Lucky Lair or Lucky Liar?
Lair.
Is it not liar?
It is liar. I'm a liar. Lucky liar. I can't read.
Oh, that completely changes everything.
Yeah, so I've been confused since y'all been saying it
Thank you for pointing it out. I legitimately can't read. So,
Dude, Wow.
I've told you many, many times. I can't read.
Okay.
We're here about the white beast business.
Oh yes, that's whole ordeal. Well, no white beast in here. I can tell you that much. But
Just stopping in for a drink, some food before we head out.
all right. Well, we've got swordsman's meats here. We've got your local run-of-the-mill alcohol. We got a little bit of good meat left, but not much. What do you have?
What kind of specialty foods do you have here? Most other people seem to have fish, but picking up one or two things. We were just in Tourmaline, and they seem to be getting finer meats from this place. It seems.
Yes, hopefully we can continue to do that. As you probably know, it's harder to do with that white beast running around. But of course, we've got more knucklehead trout than you can shake a stick at. We've got rabbit, venison. We've got a little bit of moose, not much though. Don't get those too often.
So
No
that's-
bear currently,
Oh.
unfortunately. So
I'll have the venison, some good meat.
some venison and some good meat. Let me check that out for you. That should be eight copper for the good meat, and oh, I'll say 5 silver for your meat. My voice has changed radically.
I'm gonna do the same thing with that.
Alright.
What was that price again exactly? You said 5 silver for
5
the
silver,
meat?
8 copper.
5
So
silver,
6
8
silver,
copper.
3 copper. If you want to do. Wait, no, that's not right. Just do 5 silver, 8 copper.
Okay.
Can I have some of the moose, please?
Oh, the moose is going to be a little more pricey for you.
Which is
10
alright. I have not had it in
10
a while.
silver pieces for the moose, and I gotta find my voice again. And depends on what you want to drink. It's gonna be this from now on, apparently.
I'll just take like a regular ale or something like that.
All right, so regular's just gonna run you 5 copper then.
Mind some of that rabbit.
A little bit of rabbit, a little cheaper for you. Just a 3 silver pieces for you. Just caught this morning, well seasoned.
Have a little bit of meat to go with that,
Good meat.
if you don't mind.
Oh, for sure. Got enough for you, and I think that might be the end of it, actually.
Got a bit of news that owner of the damn it, ramshackle
Ramshackle.
passing.
Yeah, terrible news. I mean, it's months ago at this point, but never want to hear things like that happening to people. You, sir, did you watch anything?
Sorry, I just had to. Something got in my eye. I had to go quickly to the restroom to wash it out.
That's
What'd you have?
We got different kinds of meat: rabbit, deer, moose. Not very much moose left, but it's expensive. No bear currently, but then your typical ales, and we just ran out of good meat, unfortunately.
I'll take the rabbit.
All right, it's 3 silver pieces.
All right.
Can I do an insight on her
Yeah.
response? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. Nah.
You know, she seems to be on the. She doesn't seem very distraught. You can tell, but it might just be that it's been months have passed since.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we'll go enjoy this and be out soon.
Don't take too long now. Feel free to rest a while. We won't have people in for a while, so you won't be hearing any stories from the loggers, but take your time. No rush.
What time do the loggers usually get in?
Usually around 6 is when they're getting back. It's I'd say it's like 3, maybe 3:30 at this point.
They haven't, when being in here drinking, ever spoke of, the beast, seen it, where it hunts,
Well, it's one of the many things I talk about majority of the time. People claiming to see it and different descriptions of how it looks, all varying from each other, obviously. Most of the time, it's in the northern logging camps. That's where the majority of the loggers are. It tends to go after anybody that just goes into the forest.
What are some of the descriptions of this thing? I've only heard it's a white beast. What have you heard?
White beast, soaked in blood. Some claim as antlers, other claims long fangs. Even more claim wings.
Would I know anything that has antlers with fangs?
Roll a Arcana or Nature, up to you. It depends on what you roll, is what you would get.
Well, they got the same damn thing, so I'm gonna go Nature. Makes more sense for me.
Nothing rings a bell. I mean, you saw the sculpture of the Chimera out front. That doesn't necessarily mean that this is what it could be. It could just be crazy old loggers not seeing things straight as well. It is dark out. All right, so you guys go to your table and start to eat. I will allow this to be a long rest if you'd like, because you're just kind of hanging out, not doing much.
Ooh, a long rest, huh?
Sorry, short rest.
Okay.
I was about to say, come on,
Say
baby,
generous.
love me.
Layer, liar, long rest, short rest, all the same, really. So short rest, if you want to do that. And you can feel free to talk to each other as well if you'd like. If not, we can skip ahead.
I would like to, if somebody else wants to go first, because I know I've been talking a little bit this episode. But at some point, I want to look around and see, like, the different kinds of patrons, and maybe pick one out to ask some things to. But if somebody else wants to go first, that's fine.
I have a thing, but it may turn into a bigger thing, so perhaps you should go first.
You're gonna turn into a bar fight? Let's do it.
Someone's gonna
Yeah,
throw
can
a
I-
chair. It's
can
gonna
I
be
look around the
loud.
room? For like maybe somebody who's just drunk enough to start talking.
So there are 3 other people in the bar. There is a human male at the bar, and then there's a half elf and a human at a table a little further away from you guys.
I'll go to them. 2 for 1 special there.
Alright.
Hello.
What is it?
I just was looking to buy me that ramshackle in town. Heard, it was now available.
Yes, it's been available for a while, I can tell.
That is a day drinker, I tell you.
Yeah. I heard a strange story. Heard it was actually a murder.
Oh, who told you that one now?
I didn't catch their name.
Oh well, what's your name?
Orlin.
Orlin, the guy with the gray skin. All right, nice to meet you, sir. I am Harold.
Hello, Harold. And how about your friend?
Oh, Terrence over there doesn't know a thing. Don't listen to Terrence. He's just talking about stuff. It doesn't matter. Oh, I know things too. You're trying to buy? Are you trying to buy it or?
Yes.
You got a lot. Hey, you got money?
Not on me.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
know.
that.
I know you can get some. Don't
Oh,
no
yeah?
no. Don't listen to Terrence. He doesn't know. He doesn't know shit. He just drinks all day and doesn't know a thing.
Oh, where would one find this money?
Oh, you ever been out to Bremen?
Sure, I have.
Oh, you look like a guy that's been to Bremen. I mean, so you go Bremen, right? You know, you go over there, you take the trail over there, and then you just start going northwest. You know, towards like the moving sea and things, the sea of moving ice and that kind of stuff. You remember those?
Mm-hmm.
So you head over there, and wouldn't you know it, it's a frickin' pirate ship frozen in the ice. It's crazy.
And how did you come about this?
Oh, I know a guy. Don't worry about it. He said it to me, and I said, "Hey, that sounds like me."
And this guy didn't decide to go and take the prize for himself.
You know, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. He said, "Hey, there's a ship over there. It's stuck there. It ain't going nowhere as long as there's the ice over there." And then he's like, "Hey, maybe there's treasure in there." And I'm just, maybe. Harold doesn't think so, but I do.
All right, well, I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you talking to us, handsome man.
Thank you.
Anytime. Come sit with us. You don't got nowhere to be.
It's all right. It's
Well,
we're gonna be heading out any minute now, and
yeah, us too. Actually, where are you going?
to go look at the rust bucket.
Well, the rust bucket, you say? All right. Well, you have fun.
That's what I'm gonna call it when I buy it. So.
Oh yeah, you're buying it now. All right. Well.
All right. See you later. I'm like really just trying to get away from them. Damn it! Those people were so fucking drunk; they were useless.
That was good. That was so good.
It's like I've talked to drunks before or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I grew up in a frat house. Not grew up. What the fuck did I just say?
First of all, were you like raised by these frat boys? Was like the way to get into the frat house was kidnap a baby and then raise it?
That was me. That's my origin story. We'll learn about it. Anyway, I lived in a frat house for a few years. Yeah. Or you can go back to your table. They won't follow you.
That was hands down. That was so good though.
Well, the shine outside is deceiving.
Oh, how so?
No rumors, just drunks.
Oh. I'll just keep eating my venison.
As most of the people have finished up their food, and after Orlin has come back, I'm going to, okay, y'all, set my, I'll light my lantern with the hood onto it, and I'll set it in the center of the table, and look at Mila and say, do you want to check for your chewingas? And like motion to the lantern in the center of the table.
Mila's gonna look around. Does she have a lantern on her person?
Did you have it on your person when you brought in the mine, and would you have taken it off traveling?
I think she would have it on her person.
Then yeah, you have a lantern.
You know, I completely forgot about this with everything that's been going on. Thank you for reminding me. And she'll light her lantern.
You light the lantern, and it starts glowing a white light and slowly starts to change to green.
I don't think lanterns are supposed to do that.
No, they are not.
Does that mean they're near?
Possibly. That's the wrong accent. That's quite a possibility.
Tell me, Mila, how far away can this detect chewing go?
Well, I'm thinking like maybe 100 feet.
Well, so it must be somewhere nearby, perhaps in the bar then?
Could be in the bar, could be down the road. By that place that you mentioned, that Scrimshander, the happy thing.
I tell you what, if you would allow me, I will go take a short walk around with it. I know you're not... today has been very long for you. Just to see if we can get a better idea of where it is.
We can go take a walk and try and see him.
Okay. I mean, if you're up for it, I don't want to rush you.
Okay, just let me finish up my food real quick. She eats the last little bit of her food.
You know, Mila's been through quite a bit. With everything that's going on, stressful. Mila, I really think that possibly you should stay at the table for a while. Relax, drink some drinks. I'm sure Axel can handle himself. He survived a creature.
Oh yeah, you're probably right. Here you go. I think I can trust you with this.
Yes, I'm just going to take it a short walk to see if it is in the bar, outside of the bar, so we can get a general area so that you are more prepared for it.
All right, well, that's mighty nice of you.
Oh, it is no problem.
If you find them, do your best to not scare them away.
I am but a gentle giant, you know me.
Yes, I think we're all quite interested in knowing more about them.
I think there's a lot of people interested to know more about them.
I will pick up the Chewinga lantern then, and as I'm doing it, make very intentional eye contact with Heinlein. And walk out the door with it.
Alright. Before we go with Axel, does anybody else want to do anything?
Let's see. I am going to start talking to Mila. Like, oh, Mila, by the way, while Axel's gone, so you own the magic shop, or you work in the magic shop in East Haven. Tell me, how did you first meet Axel? It seems that you're both very close. Everything I'm saying, by the way, DM, is literally just to distract her while he leaves.
Right.
So my intention is just to keep her here.
Okay.
You know, when you travel, you always got to pick the biggest and the strongest to stick with. He happened
I
to be the
suppose
biggest
that's
and the
correct.
strongest.
He's quite large.
Dad?
He is
Yeah.
quite large. Make for an excellent miner.
I mean, I assume that's what he does for a living with that big pickaxe.
And how long have you been working in that magic shop?
Probably not too long.
What do you mean you assume that's what he does for a living?
Well, I mean, you know, people change their professions. Maybe he wasn't mining gems all the time. Maybe he worked in a coal mine.
Right, we just came from the mine he was working at. Because he was working there and it was attacked. Are you alright?
You know, I felt a lot better.
Perhaps you need tea.
Tea does usually help.
All right. Let's go to Axel then. Which way are you heading, Axel?
I would be heading, honestly, probably just like along the coastline until the lantern isn't glowing anymore, because I have a suspicion now.
You start heading to the coastline. It doesn't take very long. The lantern changes back to white.
Okay. Is it just like either green or white, or is there like, as you get closer, like, are there different variations of the green?
It's like a pulsating, like those strip lights, you know? Kind of like behind Bumble there, where the strip will change to a different color. It's that slow fade, but it doesn't take very long for it to switch.
Okay, but it doesn't seem like it is more green the closer it is to any Chubinkas.
No. Like it,
Okay.
like once it hits a radius, it changes to white. It's what it seems like.
Okay. I'm then just going to very quickly head back past the bar and go in the opposite direction and see if it's about the same distance that I had to walk.
Okay. It's just to make sure you were going this way first, right?
I actually assumed I would be heading up this direction first.
Okay, then it would stay green if you were going that way. Sorry, I thought you were going down. So it stays green as long as you are up on that side.
Okay. That's interesting for different reasons. Okay. So yeah, like seeing that it's not turning not green, I'll head in the opposite direction.
Okay, then it would went right about here is when it switched over to white.
Okay.
Not very far at all.
Okay. Well, Axel has an idea. So I'm going to extinguish the lantern, go back into the bar, and I am going to rush Mila and grapple her.
Oh, all right. Okay. Do an athletics check. Mila, can I get a athletics or acrobatics from you? Actually, wait. How do you
What's
approach her?
distracting her?
Like, does she see this coming? Would you assume you're a big man? Are you just rushing from the door to get her, or do you just like try to grab her after you walk up?
I mean, it depends if she has her back to the door. If she has her back to the door, I would just like beeline straight behind her and just like bear hug from behind. But if she like has line of sight on me, I would wait until I got closer to the table and then grab her.
I'll ask Mila first if she has a preference. Would you have sat with your back to the door or no? And if no preference,
Probably not. I probably would not have had my back to the door.
That's fair. All right. So she doesn't have her back to the door. So what was the other option of how you approached her?
I'll do it then. Like I'll come up to the table and then as I get close, like as I'm setting down the lamp next to her, I am going to grapple her.
All right. You can roll athletics, and Mila, you can roll athletics or acrobatics with disadvantage. Because you don't expect this coming from this party member.
Well,
That
it does.
could have been better.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Yeah, you are able to grab her. Continue on with your roleplay.
So I
What
just
are
like
you doing?
I have a feeling you are not fully my friend, which does not make me happy. And this is the least damaging way to start this conversation.
Trying to stab him with my horns.
I just like with arm, just like, no, you're not going to be doing that. So it is very interesting that these trickster creatures that, from what I understand, we have not encountered yet. But they are suddenly here in this bar. And I'm willing to bet, if we continue and we walk with you, Mila, that we would find these chewingas everywhere that we went. Would you like to do an experiment with me?
Are you saying you think I'm a chewinga?
I think you have been. No, I mean, I know you're not a chewinga because they are very small. But one could get inside of you?
Orlin begins pouring salt in a circle around him, and then he starts doing a small chant, ritual casting detect magic as they bicker.
Is that how chewingas work? They get into people, like inside of them?
I honestly do not know, but if they are tricksters, it sounds like something tricky to do. Get in someone's head, and then suddenly they are not a person anymore. Seems very tricksy.
I mean, I think you're wrong, but if you let go of me, I will follow you.
Oh, I mean, we can walk together. I do not want to lose you, my friend. You are having issues with your memory. Just like very pointedly saying that. I would not want you to forget where we are staying.
We're staying at the Lucky Lair.
So those are things that you remember. Tell me.
Now wait a second. I think it's called the Lucky Liar.
No,
It's just a bar also.
I distinctly remember it being called the Lucky Lair.
It is a lucky liar. if
know,
it's roleplay,
I
that's
know.
fine. But if I genuinely confused you, it is a lucky liar. Damn it.
Poor Sharp.
Sharp is the chewinga.
As I'm waiting for Orlin to finish whatever he's doing, and I just like look over and don't understand. Again, still holding Mila. Say, did you enjoy your first trip down into the mine?
No, not really.
Interesting. What did you not like about it?
It is dark and it is very dirty.
Can't you see in the dock?
That doesn't mean I can't be afraid of it. It's
The
everywhere.
only thing different is color.
Yes, but the dark is everywhere. Everybody should be afraid of the dark.
You can see in the dark. Why are you afraid of the dark?
Because of Ariel and this shit she created.
Interesting.
Orlin, with your detect magic, you would see the lantern is magic. It's casting off a transmutation kind of magic, and you can assume that's what the property is to make it do what it does to track elementals. You would see, I assume Mila's gem is magical because it's her focus. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
I believe that's the only magical items you'd see within here, or any kind of magic, I would say.
Okay, so like she's not emanating like magic.
Yeah.
She's not
Yep,
like a magic creature.
Yep.
Well, she's not a chewinga.
She is not Mila, though. And I'm going to tighten my grip on her, almost to the point of, like, not actually hurting her, but beyond just, like, you're going to stay here to now, like, you're going to stop moving and say, Mila, that was not your first trip into the mine, and you know that. So who are you? You are not Mila. I know who Mila is, and Mila has not had memory problems lasting that far back. So I will ask one more time nicely, who are you?
You can let me go now.
No, no, because you are still not answering my question. Who are you?
Hold for a
told-
second, Mila. All right. Mila, you are yourself again.
You can get your hands off of me. It's out. And no, that was not my first time in the mine. The first time I was in the mine, I got the gem that's in my pocket.
Okay, that is correct.
When I hear her say it's out, I immediately start scanning everyone in the room.
Get in my salt circle.
Why'd you make it so damn small?
There's not that much table salt.
Do a perception check for me.
And the whole time I've just been sitting there eating venison, just like listening to this whole conversation. Like, oh, interesting. Perception, you said?
Can I roll 2?
Come
Go for it.
on.
Is it pinging on my
Damn.
detect magic now?
Let me double check the creature because I don't think it does.
Okay.
It's at 18, right? Two, like double
Doesn't-
nines?
It doesn't look like it would ping any kind of magic.
Okay.
It's not an 18. We're not doing doip rolls.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on, man.
you guys don't see anything other than the people that were already here.
I'm going to relax but not release Mila and say, what was inside of you? Do you know?
Does she know?
She'd know, yeah. She's smarter than a kobold.
She's smarter than a kobold. It was a goat.
A goat.
Ghost?
What?
Ghost. Okay, I heard
That
ghost
makes
as
more
well.
sense. Yeah, that makes
It's
more
a
sense.
ghost?
Yeah, like, I'm just mighty confused. I've never known a
It-
goat possessing something.
Do I still have? Am I still carrying the thing?
Yes, you do still have the satchel.
It actually made me one of the first things it made me do was pick this thing up, and I kind of
I-
took the satchel off my back.
I grab it and like huck it across the room to start with. I don't want it near us.
No
Maybe-
magic from the satchel either?
Nope.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, maybe we should just. What do I know? What does Mila know about ghosts?
In general,
Yeah, I guess. Would that be like Arcana,
yeah, I guess
history?
so. Yeah, or
Religion.
history, Arcana, history.
Arcana. 19.
You know that they are spirits that have unfinished business, and that they can possess people. You found that out firsthand. And I think you would know they have. They typically, some ghosts can have something that ties them to this world, like a physical thing.
Was I aware of what they were making me do? Kind of like what I got in Trex's head.
Like you were aware of what you were doing, and that you weren't in control of it.
All right. Well, it did have me looking for a plant. So maybe we should destroy that over there that you just chucked, because sometimes ghosts are attached to things on the material in the material world.
That is a good idea. Hold on.
Wait,
I'm gonna cast. Oh,
go
go ahead.
Nope, go
No,
ahead.
no. If you okay, I'll cast protection from evil and good on myself. I'll go up, pick up the satchel.
As soon as you head for the satchel, the man sitting at the bar spins around and lunges at you. Give me, what does protection of evil good do for you?
Is the creature is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fiends, undead, blah, 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 blah. The protection grants you several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throws.
Well, because you didn't expect this man to attack you, did have advantage, but it's disadvantage because he is possessed by the ghost. But he rolled a nat 20. So
Oh, shit.
this guy just rushes over from the other side of the bar and tries to slug Orlin. I mean, he's not great because he's just a little dumbass sitting at the bar. Does 8 damage though, just as he just blindsides Orlin in the back of the head. And I need initiative rolls from everybody, please.
Harold!
So how long has it been since we entered the mine?
It's still the same day.
Is it within 8 hours?
Yes.
Okay. So my mage armor is still up. Okay.
There you go.
Would be an 11.
I'm sorry also, like, that I keep getting up. I can hear
No worries.
everything, but there's a lot of stuff going on in my house right now.
No worries. We got you covered, my dude.
Oh, look at that 22.
Yeah,
Damn.
get you guys added.
Like, Zavros is like the exact opposite of Zorag when it comes to his rolls.
Or maybe this is just your rolls from now on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm not looking forward to it.
Orlin with a 10. Who is that? Mila with a what'd you get? 11.
Yes.
Finally with a 22. Axel with a 5. And then our friend here has to actually roll with these stats.
A nat 20?
Another nat 20, yeah. Oh, I'm rolling hot tonight. Good for you guys, huh? Alright, it still will be Heinlein first. So you are sitting down at this table.
Eating rabbit.
Eating rabbit as Orlin runs over to the satchel on the ground, and the guy sitting at the bar runs up behind him and just punches him in the back of the head.
I set my silverware down. Take a napkin to my mouth as I finish eating this rabbit. I stand up and I start walking to the satchel.
All right, you're able to make it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a very big room.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't really sure. If I can, I'd like to pick it up and see what's inside the satchel.
Yeah, you can pick it up and look in it, and the satchel just seems to be filled with like mosses and different kind of leaves, just a lot of different plant material.
I will take it and I will start heading outside.
All right, I'll see
if I can. I don't know how far. I mean, I don't know how much you're allowing me to do.
This thing would be close enough to hit you with an opportunity attack if you tried walking away.
Okay. I will bonus action Shield of Faith.
Okay. So
before I do that.
Yep. He'll try to punch you as you're walking.
So
away.
I start making I start speaking an oath to the Fellhawks, and I start walking away, and he can swing at me.
All right, he wildly misses. It's like he put too much momentum into the punch on Orlin, and he isn't able to connect with you.
Okay.
That's fine, Tommy. Then it will be the ghost's turn. So it's going to turn and swing on you again. Orlin, if you want to make an opportunity attack, you can. It has to be melee, obviously. He's roll 2 20s and roll 2 4s. So he misses with his punch on you.
Oh, so you missed me, but I can opportunity attack?
No, he went after Heinlein, because Heinlein has
I gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like to go for an opportunity attack, sure.
Right.
Non-lethal. 12.
A 12 hits.
Hey. Let me see if it auto adds this. So that's 3 plus Dex. Hold on. I know I get savage attacks. I'm not sure what
Dex is
that
already
does.
in there, yeah.
You score critical. Oh, it's only when I score a critical hit. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, you like hit him with the blunt end of the knife, and he's still standing. As he goes over to try and punch Heinlein and misses terribly. It is now Mila's turn.
Did Highland go out the door?
He wasn't able to make it all the way out yet. No, he's getting there though. He's pretty close.
Well, I was gonna set it on fire, but I don't think Heinlein would like that. Don't get too close. But I don't want to kill it. So not much I can do because we're not gonna kill this guy. If you want to set it down, I can set it on fire. And I'll kind of follow Highland as he's going out the door. And if he sets down the satchel, I will shoot it with firebolt. So I'm holding my action.
All right, Orlin.
That's what I was gonna do too.
Just everybody
Yes.
holding fire.
If she's got that under control though, I can focus on the ghost. I'm just trying to figure out my best play. Don't want to kill the guy who's possessed, so I'm just gonna go up back behind him and like put my hand on his shoulder, get his attention, and punch him, but like with the back of the dagger, in my hand.
Yep. Go ahead and make that attack.
Oh,
22 will hit. Go for damage.
6. Oh,
You just, as he turns to look at you, just absolutely clock him across the jaw. In his, you can see the eyes roll back in his head, and he slumps and falls. And standing where he was standing is now a blue spectral form staring at you.
come on, possess me.
It is now Zavros' turn.
Seeing all this, Zavros is going to kind of, I would say that I was probably sitting in an angle, everything's going on. I want to like run because I'm still sitting technically I'm still sitting down when all this is going on. So if you want to say me getting up from the chair is like half my movement, I'll play that like that.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't impose that on Highland. Well, I didn't impose that on Highland, so that's fine.
I want to sprint up alongside like Orlin there as this specter's in front of him. I'm like, well, I know everyone's curious to burn things. Mila is anyway, and Highland just walked out the door. You blue thing, what is it that you really want to do? And I'm using that based on Mila saying, it's like, oh, things keep it here, stuff like that. My action is literally just to ask it the question, like, what is it that it actually wants?
Yeah, it turns to look at you, and you can see, like, it looks like it has frostbite all over its face, even in its incorporeal form, and it's, I want that bag back! And I assume that will be your turn with your asking a question. Axel!
Well, Axel's not in the mood to talk, so he is going to rush over, take out his war pick, and try and hit this ghost, as foolish as it may be. 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 6 piercing.
Alright. So you guys swipe through this thing.
Because Axel is real angry, I'm going to action surge and attack again.
Alright.
Ooh, 10.
10 does not hit, though. Like, you swipe through it once, and the war pick goes through it. It seems to take some of it with it, and as you swing it back, it like almost goes invisible for a second and comes back. All right, Heinlein, I believe it's your turn.
I step outside, and I am going to. There's probably no like graveyard that's like obvious, right?
Graveyard? No,
church?
no,
Any
yeah,
churches?
Nope.
Okay. I know we're pretty close to the forest here. I'm gonna start walking behind the Lucky Liar into the forest.
Okay.
That's what my movements are. My stuff's used. Both my movements.
All right. It is the ghost turn. So it's going to back away from all of you. So I believe it's Axel and Orlin are close enough to do opportunity attacks if they'd like to.
17.
17 will hit.
Only 11.
And 11 hits.
5
Ooh.
piercing.
10 piercing for me.
All right, you both swipe through this thing, and as it's back going towards the door, its head snaps around really quickly, and you can see like the jaw dropping and dislocating as this frostbitten face starts to scream at you. I need a wisdom saving throw from everybody, please. And
I'm not.
everybody else.
yeah.
Not me, right? Because I'm like not affected by it.
Nope, you have to.
15
Oh
for
man,
me.
this is gonna be terrible.
Got 12.
You said a wisdom save? Sorry, I was just
Yes, wisdom
reading
save.
something. 17.
That's no fun.
Oh, Axel is the only one. So Axel, actually, you're actually pretty good. I don't have to roll anything. You are frightened currently.
Oh, I
Okay.
would have I would have been immune to that.
There you go. And then it continues out the door after Heinlein.
So it goes past me.
It'd go past you too if you want to make. Technically, you're holding.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to attack it.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm
Yeah,
probably
you're-
gonna.
because you're using your reaction to do your hold action. Yep.
Mhm, mhm.
All right, it is your turn, Mila.
So how close or far away about did this ghosty get?
Say Heinlein was able to move his full movement outside, and it was only to move like 10 feet outside. So it's just outside the door, and you were like right up by the door.
Okay, but it moved out of my range, so I am. Mila is not happy. She was not done in that mind. So she is going to. I don't want to wait. She's gonna cast Mind Sliver on this this ghosty thing. So it's a DC 13 Intelligence save.
Intelligence save. Where's my D20? Fails.
So it'll take 2 psychic damage.
All right.
And
It like drops a D4 on its next
it drops a D4 on its next saving throw.
saving throw. Cool. All right. Orlin, this ghost has just moved outside. It is. Sorry, I have to do math quick. Like 25 feet away from you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll run outside. If I was to like run outside, would I still have some distance between us?
Yeah, it would still be 10
Okay,
feet from you.
Okay. How far is Heinlein from us?
Heinlein would be about 20 feet past that.
I don't know what Heinlein's doing, so I don't know if he'll go for it. So instead, I'm just gonna create bonfire underneath the specter ghost thing. So it has to make a dex save.
Dexterity saving throw. Fails.
Sweet. So it takes that 4 fire damage.
All right. Just chipping away at this thing.
And that's it.
All right, Zavros.
So this thing has like, it's ran outside. You're saying?
Yep, it's outside.
Okay, so how far away am I from this door? Like, could I run out of the? I've only got like 30 feet, I think. The movement.
Yeah, you'd be able to get outside and see it.
Okay. Run outside and see it. As far as running outside, what do I see as I run outside though? Like, where's Heinlein at? Like, is he still walking?
Yeah, Heinlein's
away?
walking towards the forest with his bag. The ghost seems to be following him. And both Mila and Orlin are outside, and they have just attacked.
I'm going to just keep pursuing this ghost.
Okay, you're not gonna attack it, just following it?
No, I guess with my actual action, because I'm moving my speed, it's like, I'll turn to Orlin and be like, so, what do you know about ghosts? I don't know anything at all about them.
Can I assume I know stuff about ghosts, or should I roll?
Roll Arcana.
All right, let's do it. Hey, nat 20.
That's right. I mean, what do you want to know?
Resistances.
Yeah, you know anything non-magical, it has resistance to. Immune to cold, necrotic poison.
I'll recite that stuff to him.
Immune to like every condition.
Yeah. So magical
Hey,
damage.
Why are we just straight up attacking it, not asking what's going on with it? And I'm gonna say it's my turn, because like I've spoke more than 2 sentences, so.
Okay. Axel, you are frightened.
So I think in this moment, because can I still see it? Like, are the doors open enough that I can still see it?
No, because it kind of went around the corner.
Okay. So I mean, I would move forward, but like when the ghost's jaw unhinged, Axel just saw it like morph into the face of the leader of his clan as she was reading his fortune as he completed the crawl, and just the memory of that moment has him paralyzed for a second until he runs forward until I see the ghost, and then I have to stop.
All right, cool. Heinlein, you are 20 feet ahead of this ghost.
Do I get to make another save at the end of my turn?
Oh, yes, you do. Sorry. Wisdom. You are no
17.
longer frightened.
Cool.
I'm gonna walk. I mean, as much as I can into the forest.
Are you dashing
And-
or just normal speed?
What would normal speed get me there, or do I need a dash to get in there?
Let me look at the screen quick.
I don't. It seems like it's like 100 feet away from the entrance, but I just obviously I don't really know for sure which you want to rule that is.
It's about like 50, 60, and you're 20 feet out, so you would get like right to the edge of it with normal movement. Dashing would bring you all the way in.
All right, then I'll use both actions to get in.
Okay, cool. You go full 30 in then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, you move into the forest. The ghost will. You were 20 and then you moved 80, or now you're 80 away. So it's gonna take its action to dash after you as well, and it's able to get right up to you. I believe nobody was melee, right? Because everybody was casting spells and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, it will full dash and be right next to you. Give me back my toad.
I'm sorry, but first things first, we're gonna bury this.
Alright.
I don't know if that's what it's saying to me, so that's my
That's fair.
proper burial first.
Mila, this thing is in the tree line, so you'd have to get there to see it. You are... Sorry, I'm doing quick math. You're about like 60 feet away, I'll say. 60 feet away from the forest. And that's just from the edge of it. It's already 30 feet into the forest as well.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to move up.
Alright.
This might be a mistake, but I'm going to kind of put my hands together and like clap them together and then like bring them apart, and then they're gonna come together, and this ball is gonna form in my hand, and I'm gonna throw it at the direction of the ghost, and I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt.
Alright, I assume you have to roll for that, so it would be disadvantage, but
Yes.
yeah, it would miss. As it just shoots off into the tree line.
Oh, that's weird. It didn't have me pick the
Type.
damage type. It did that last time.
That's. Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It missed, but last time it had me like a drop down came up.
Alright, well, it will be.
That's going to be much.
Alright, Orlin. You're roughly the same distance, so about 60 feet from the forest.
Going off my 25 from earlier, would I also know whether burning or burying this bag, if that is the item it's connected to, would destroy it?
If
the spirit?
if the item is destroyed, it will destroy the ghost. As far as burying the bag itself, you're not sure if that would do anything. Because it's not its physical body, it's just an item it's tied to.
Okay. I'll yell, I'm thinking, but we need to burn it. And I'll cast, I'll move the create bonfire to just in front of Heinlein.
Can you move it that far? He's...
It's got a range of 60 feet. I'll move
Okay, you move
if
forward.
I have to.
And then, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alright. The bonfire is moved in front of Heinlein, or near Heinlein, as far close as you can get from what you can see from of him. Zavros.
Question. I feel like I might have missed something. So does this thing move like really quickly?
Yeah, the ghost has quite a good hover speed.
Okay. That's what was confusing me, because I was like, I should be pretty close to it.
Yeah, it was able to dash after Heinlein, so.
Alright. That's the case. What I'm gonna do is I don't want to necessarily strike this ghost, but I want to draw my bow and arrow and shoot and try to get like an arrow to go like really close in front of it, like right by its head, to get its attention, so to speak.
All right, this will be interesting because you have disadvantage because of the tree
Yeah.
line. But I'll allow that, and if you roll disadvantage,
Okay.
so yeah, you get it to
20.
go right past you shoot it right where you intended for it to go. Just whizzes right past it.
Okay. I'm like pretty much yelling at it, trying to get its attention to like turn its head for a second, just so I can distract it for a moment for Orlin and Highland to figure out their ordeal. That was my intention with it.
Yeah, roll an persuasion with advantage then. Because you did so well with your shot, you get advantage on it.
20.
Yeah, like this thing fully turns to look at you.
Question. What is it that you're wanting exactly with that bag? And that's gonna be the end of my turn.
Alright. Yeah, you'll just hear it scream out, "It's mine!" Axel?
I am just full sprint, just like, you done fucked up, my friend, and dash as far as I can get.
Alright, yeah, you can get right to the tree line with that dash. Heinlein, you have this bonfire in front of you and the satchel. Up to you.
I'm just gonna let you know right now. I can tell you're very upset. I have no intention of burning this bag of yours.
Hand it to me.
Where are we bringing it to?
I need it for collecting things.
What kind of things? Grass?
The fauna of Icewind Dale. I need it to study.
Why do you need to possess people for it?
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh. 12.
More powerful people can get me more fauna that I can't reach normally. More access to research.
What will help you pass on?
It won't respond to that though.
I think that'll be my turn because I asked a lot of it.
All right. Well, the ghost is gonna reach out to you. Its ghostly, sorry, its ghostly hand reaches out and tries to like grab onto your skin, but you're so covered up in this heavy armor and heavy winter wear that it's not able to make purchase, and like your spiritual armor that's around you kind of blocks it from being able to touch you, and it kind of recoils away from that as it reaches out to you, and it loses its turn. Mila.
Kind of mad that didn't work, but she's gonna get there. I'm still following, so I'm gonna probably use my movement. I don't want to be like within melee of it though. Can I get within 60 feet of it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Mind Sliver.
Okay. It needs to make an intelligence save, correct?
Yes.
It's got a 11, so it failed.
So it'll take 5 psychic damage.
Yeah. And then you see this thing recoil and like put its hand up to its head as its mind gets slivered. All right, Orlin.
Oh. Oh, I don't know what he's doing. And then I'll just move the control bonfire, the crate bonfire, to underneath the ghost again.
All right, dex save, correct?
Minus a-
Such little damage.
Minus
Yeah,
a d4.
It rolled a 20, so it can't fail.
Okay.
Even with a d4. Zavras.
So, at this point,
I'll
what
have
I
moved
wanna
up a little
do-
bit too.
I want to. Man, playing a pacifist character is interesting. I want to take a full-on dash action towards where I shot my arrow because I know, like, it's. I want to run in the direction, full-on dash, to where Heinlein and this specter is.
Yeah, you're able to reach right at, because you didn't move at all last turn, right?
I didn't.
Yes, you'd be right up to the tree line then at that point. They're about 30 feet into the trees.
Okay. So I should be able to see him with my dark vision. I can.
Yeah, like you
See
have to
what's
peer
going
through
on
the
there.
trees a little bit, but yeah, you're able to see them.
Okay. And
All
that'll be my turn. I'm just observing. So if you want me to roll like a perception check to see if I notice anything about this, well, no, that I feel like that'd be an investigation. That'd be full on action. So yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
fine.
from what you can tell right now, they're staring each other down. The ghost looks aggravated still.
Okay.
Axel, you are at the tree line.
Just like running in, and as I'm running up, I'm gonna take a big swing with my war pick.
All right,
Yes.
14 will hit.
10 damage. Yes, that's
Ooh.
what I want to see.
Axel putting in the damage. Yeah, you swipe through this thing again. You get more of the ethereal body to come with the battle pick at this point. And that is your turn. Heinlein. Oh, no, Eve had more.
I was gonna say, I just like, as I finish the swing, it's like, I told you fucked up.
What is going to help you move on?
Give me another persuasion.
No.
I don't want to move on. I want my satchel.
He's not going to say anything in response. He's going to still think on that.
Fair enough.
So that'll be it.
The ghost will say, well, if you won't listen to me, maybe you'll listen to him. Axel, give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Aga.
it turns and looks at you, and you're able to close your eyes quick enough and stave him off as it tries to possess you.
Don't see you.
Mila.
I'm going to mind sliver it again.
All right. Intelligence save. Fails.
4
Seeing you're
damage.
not rolling great on intelligence. I lost the ghost. There you are. As it's trying to jump into Axel's body, it recoils again as Mila hits it with another mind sliver. And Orlin.
Oh, I really
It
wanted
didn't
to
move out
save
of the
my
bonfire,
spells.
so
Oh.
on its turn, does it have to make
On
a
its
save, or is
turn.
it your turn?
Its turn.
Okay.
If it
so
starts its turn there.
does it just straight up take damage, or does it do a save?
Let me double check that for you. I think it's just
It
taken, but
failed
I'll
if it
double
does need to
check.
make a save anyway.
Oh, okay. I'll roll a damage for it then. 1. Dude, this spell sucks.
It is
Like,
just
it's no-
cantrip, right?
It's like no worse though, like than the D8 of Toll the Dead that always seems to roll the 8.
Yeah.
So after that, I'll just keep concentrating on the fire, like making it bigger. So I guess roll another one.
Okay.
Oh wait,
No, I think
You
I
would've-
don't think you can because it's already there, so it would just be on its turn again, right?
that's such a weird
Yeah.
question. I don't know. Okay, is that the way it works? So never mind. Instead of making the fire bigger, I really didn't want to use a first level spell, but I'm gonna cast Magic Missile.
Okay. Go for it.
So 5, 3, and 3.
For a total of
11.
11. Yeah, these missiles could start snaking their way through the trees and smashing into this ghost, and it Axel, as you were watching this thing get assaulted after it tried to possess you, you see it start to flicker as it's starting to lose connection with this world. It's Davros.
Oh, so just for clarification, I was looking it up. Create bonfire is concentration, so if you wanted to, you could drop it and recast it.
Okay. For future,
That
we'll
is-
know that.
I guess Avros is just going to he's gonna pull an arrow back and shoot at this thing.
All right, go for it.
For a nat
That's
20.
that's a nat 20, baby. How do you kill this
So-
thing?
God damn it!
Didn't want to.
Fastest kill zone.
I was like, I'm gonna shoot this thing and I'll kill it. And I was like, mother. I guess Zavros, like, for the most part, like, he sits there for a good, like, 4 seconds. And then he just draws the arrow back and just closes his eyes, like, looks away and just, like, shoots. And just shoots the arrow. It's wherever the arrow will fly is where it will fly. He's not aiming for anything in particular.
For not aiming for anything in particular, arrow
Like on the
shoots.
body, like he's shooting it at the enemy, but
but I was gonna say for not aiming at anything in particular, it goes straight through the chest where the heart would be on a human, and the ghost's eyes begin to get wide and then just disappears into the wind.
That takes care of that.
Zavros immediately goes back into the tavern and just sits down at the table.
I'll follow him in.
Mila actually goes up to Axel and gives him a really big hug.
I'm glad to have you back, friend.
I'm glad you actually know me. Well, that is not. I need to
Well,
stop.
I don't know what that was.
It's not Mila.
Oh.
Possessed again.
Stabs Mila.
Every time I start with the word I use the wrong. You know, Axel, I'm really glad that we are friends and you know me well enough to know when I'm not being myself.
I mean this in the most kind way possible. You are a very peculiar person. So it is easy to tell when you're not being yourself.
I appreciate that.
Let us go.
Ghosty leave. Heinlein, what are you doing?
He's staring down at the satchel, and he's like, at first he starts to like brush out some snow from the ground in front of him. And then he looks up at a tree, hoping he sees one with like a knot inside of it, or like something that's like a little bit of a hollowed out area.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to store the findings in the tree, and then he's going to start digging up a small burial for the satchel. And then he'll bury that in and then give some rites to it before covering it back up with snow.
Heinlein.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Axel, what did you do with my lantern?
You're mute.
I think it is still on the table. Also, this area, and like point to the general area that we ran in, lousy with chewingas. There are so many of them. Like from here all the way over, so much green.
Take a look at that.
So you two head into the tavern, and we see Heinlein finish covering the satchel with snow. He stands up, brushes himself off, and we watch him walk through the trees back to the tavern. And that's where we'll end today's session. Again, I'm sorry we went late, everybody. We started a little bit late, and we had a lot of I don't want to kill that thing with the ghost, so it took a little longer, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too, and I hope my players did as well.
Absolutely.
Next
I can
time,
take off my black horns and put my white ones back on.
and no longer possessed Mila. I told her and a couple other people there's a very good chance she could have stayed possessed the entire game. But we sussed her out. We found out the imposter among us.
Well, now we can put that in the tags, and that'll help our
There you
search.
go.
Thank you.
Yes.
So next time we will continue the hunt for the White Beast up here in Lonelywood, and continue to see what other secrets lie within Icewind Dale. Well, we'll see you guys next time. I think we're gonna drop the teaser one more time, maybe at the end here, for anybody who missed it at the break. Otherwise, enjoy your week, everybody. We'll see you hopefully on Sunday or Monday or next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Do you know of the weave? The threads of magic that bind our universe together. When one casts a spell, they are tugging at the very fabric of reality. Those strings can be plucked and played, just as a harp. I've heard its song, and its end. We now are in the crescendo, and if we wish for all to continue, we must find the voices in its chorus. It may be too late, but we must try.